Let me make sure my mic is on. Mic is on. Set. Game is turned down. Mic is turned up. Ooh. Just gonna close all that. Give it 2 seconds. Make sure I can see this. Hold on, let me turn this on right quick. Hello, hello, other passers-by. Go to my YouTube. Turn this on right quick. See what we looking like. We're gonna do just like this. And there we go, because this other light be tripping. Hi, how are you? How was your big back day yesterday? Did you get lots of food? I did. I ate too many times. I'm just surprised my stomach not sticking out right now. Man, I ate like 3 times. So not only did I cook for my house, I also cooked for my cousin's house. Hey, hey, unsigned artist assassin. Yeah, I cooked for my house. I made a duck to go to my cousin's house. So I took the duck to her house. It was destroyed. As soon as I walked in the door, they ain't even let me take my coat off. They just snatched the duck out of my hands. You know, and then it was devoured. I got a before and after picture on my story of how it's nothing but bones left. Barely any skin and just all bones and herbs left in the pan. Oh my God. Hey, tomorrow I popped 2 jiggers and fell asleep. That's what you did for your big back day? Hilarious. So, thank you, money. That's my baby, y'all. So, after that, I came back home. Of course, I ate there because I contributed the duck. So I needed some sides to go with the duck I had. So I came back home and I still made another plate. And look, let me tell you, technically I made this plate because I was like, dang, I didn't make a plate so people can see what I cooked. So I made the plate to take a picture. And I was going to wrap it up and put it in the refrigerator. But somehow I started eating it. I was like, okay, can't stop now. It's good. So I kept eating it. And then boom, I was asleep. I passed out. I had the itis. Straight had the itis, but it was worth it though. I'm gonna make a new game. These people that y'all just saw are gonna go in my new game, but I'm about to start like a legacy start type thing. So, in my library, you always have to start with people. Why? I don't know. But I have to find. I'm gonna have to make his wife over. That's crap. I thought I saved them in my gallery together. I can make somebody else his wife. That's what I can do. I'm gonna replace this household. And open the gallery and find chose her. Let me see if I want her. Yeah, she look, yeah. She a genius, she a geek, she cheerful. Sounds like happy life, happy life. No, I almost replaced him. I almost merged them. Merge them. See, I tried to go live on TikTok and show y'all my Sims, but TikTok said that y'all don't want to see that. And so I'm going to try again in 2 days.
Legar S-U-F.
Grashi, Yabanziasko.
They're going to be spouses. One change her last name to Choctaw. And her preferences. Yeah, make sure that she even like him. She like men and women. I guess that's not a bad thing. And she don't get jealous about nothing. Okay. Let's check her clothes. Not bad at all. We'll leave her like she is. Snake Eyes, what's happening? How are you? Hello, Glorious. I like that name. It's cute. So now, y'all just gonna see me pretty much building this neighborhood and stuff because it's a whole new build. I've been doing good. I'm having, you know, a what are we gonna call it? A chill hour. I would say a chill day, but the whole day not gonna be chill. Like I have to work later, so we're having a chill moment before I have to work later. I am not enthused about working later at all because it's supposed to snow really bad here. I don't want it. I'm like, you can keep it. I don't want it. I don't want it. You keep it. Or whatever. Snow is cute, and I do want to do this winter photo shoot. So, definitely got a phone call this morning that was like, hey, what you doing Sunday? You know, it's supposed to snow. Can we do a photo shoot? And I was like, let me go find my furs. I don't know where I want to start at. I'm going to start with Willow Crest. A nice little 2-bedroom starter home here. I can't afford it. Who do you think you're talking to? That's alright. They make cheats for that. Look, I gotta fill it right first. Okay, now. Did you? And I didn't respond. Ooh, thank you for the hearts. Hit me up on IG. I don't remember. But do you follow me? Because if you don't follow me, it probably went to my requests. But if you follow me, I need to look for it. Because why didn't I see it? It could have been drowned out with all the Happy Big Back Day I got. I mean, they didn't say Happy Big Back. I was telling everybody Happy Big Back Day yesterday. But you know what I mean. This house is occupied. Do I want this house? I don't want this house. I'm gonna kick all these people out. We're gonna get this house. Should we get this house? Should we get this house? Hello, hello. Thank you for the follow. That was so sweet. Thank you for the hearts, y'all. How was your big back day yesterday? Okay, let me look through this house. They need a computer right here. TV's a nice size. They could probably use an instrument or something in here. Kitchen is not bad. They got some extra chairs just in case. There's no basement. Let's go upstairs. I never lived in this house before. Okay, they got 3 bedrooms. I don't know which bedroom would be their bedroom though. This one? Or this one? Probably this one. They ain't trying to try for a baby already. We just moved her. Let her breathe. Okay, boom. We got that part together. Okay, this backyard is not so bad. They got somewhere to plant stuff. Kid got somewhere to play. They got a barbecue pit. It's a way out if they want to leave through the back. Nice. Yours was great. Back to work today. Oh, man. Well, you know what? I got to go back to work tonight at 10, so I feel you. And Teddy, you was with your family yesterday? That's what's up. I spent time with my family yesterday, too, which meant that I had to cook food for my house and to take with me. Oh, you been following me? That's what's up, Snake Eyes. Thank you, thank you. You haven't heard Big Back Day? Well, you know, Big Back is kind of new. Big Back is kind of new. The action of being a big back isn't new, but calling people big back and calling other things big back is new. And I just decided to call it Big Back Day because, you know, a lot of people are super woke now and they don't want to celebrate Thanksgiving, and I have to explain to them that it's not just, ooh, thank you for the roses. I have to explain to them that it's not just celebrating their concept of Thanksgiving. It's celebrating the fact that a lot of people that have different schedules are off work on the same day. And now you get to see your family even though you don't get to see your family very often. Or you can go see your friends, which is like the Friendsgiving thing. And instead of saying, you need to copyright that shit for real. Instead of calling and saying, oh, happy Thanksgiving, I text everybody and said, happy Big Back Day. So, you know, everybody that wasn't on the phone with me, not saying anything, you know. So what you think you're doing in my ear? So anyway, Big Back Day was fun. I actually posted a video of me cooking. Like, it's kind of sped up, so you only get bits and pieces of me cooking, and you really only see me making like pot roast and greens and duck. But it was good. I need to post me making my duck and show y'all the before and after picture of them destroying it. And that was funny. That was funny. I did not expect it to go away that fast. It went away super fast, and it was just bones. Just bones, y'all. They destroyed it. Fine. Make sure y'all follow him. He got big things popping real soon. Not only that, you and him can make money when he plays the game because he is someone nice to bet on. Fantasy football making y'all sad lately? Find Slay Hervon's page. Whenever he goes live, ask him to play Call of Duty. Ask him how to get on there and put some money on his name, and both of y'all can make some change. Make it happen. And stay tuned for all the new business ventures coming. That's what's up. I told a lot of people I was thankful for them yesterday too. Thank you for the follow. Here you go again in my ear. I'm finna tell everybody. You don't want me to tell people what you said in my ear, but I'm gonna tell them. Because you keep getting in my ear saying it. I am going to put this person on hold in a minute. So anyway, I actually want to do like my son's neighborhood. I'm gonna save this and go to Manage World so that I can put people in the world and they can all like make babies together at the same time, almost. Probably not at the exact same time, but almost, okay? Because I just did. Oh, thank you, Snake Eyes. So I just did the Nick Cannon challenge. I don't know if y'all tuned in for that, but I did the Nick Cannon challenge. And while my sim was a young adult, because you know, after a teen, they're a young adult, and then they're an adult, and then they're elderly. They can still have babies when they're elderly, though. But anyway, as a young adult, my sim had 36 kids. And let me tell you how they got out of hand. Okay, I'm like, these girls keep showing up at his house, and before they leave, they love him. I don't know what it was, but before they leave, they love him. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this. They'll have a baby with him. They can have a baby with him. And he did. He had like 12 baby mamas. He loved all of them at one point, but then he loved this one sim more. So that became his fiance. Sims have like free will also. They don't always have to do what you tell them to do, but a lot of times they do. So if you leave your Sims, they could like be engaged, come back, and they have 4 kids. Not you said your brother halfway there. I believe that though. My grandma had 22 kids, and a man can definitely have more kids than a woman. So I can believe that. Halfway to 36. So yeah, my little Nick Cannon challenge got just a little out of hand. It wasn't too bad. After 36 kids, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me slow down. And so I didn't have any more kids in his adult life. But I really wanted to see how many kids he was going to have. So I shouldn't have gave up. But then I realized, like, everybody in this neighborhood is going to be related to each other. My Sim's going to die off. So I have to redo this neighborhood and have, like, multiple families doing this Nick Cannon challenge. Having a whole bunch of babies. So I have a whole bunch of Sims that grow up together in school and become teenagers and young adults and can play with each other. and then they can grow up and get married and have kids, you know? Because if the whole neighborhood is your siblings, y'all never gonna be able to get married and have kids. Insane. But my bad also, because I didn't think of that. I didn't think about that. I'm gonna have to put some of these people out. Look, ain't nobody living here. Hold on, let me go in here. Let's check this house out. Some of these houses can stay. I don't too much have to do the house over if it's already there, but I do want to put a family in here so they can make babies. They could be friends multiple generations. They can be related multiple generations. I don't think that Sims believes in cousins. You know what I mean? I don't think they believe in cousins because I feel like as long as they're not directly brother and sister, they can be together. But I've never tried that on purpose because it's weird. Low-key, I want to try and see if it'll happen just to see and be able to say, oh yeah, Sims can do that. But I really, really like Sims. King Diesel, I do. I've been playing for a very long time. It's gotten better and better. I still don't play with mods. I think some of those mods are really weird. Modifications they make for the game that you can download, and they can be like have realistic faces. So they have like mods where you can put in a picture of somebody and make your sim look like them. Like, it's not that serious. I do make people in the Sims sometimes, but it's not that serious for them to look exactly alike. But not only that, it's a cool way to like get a grip on life. Like, you can't control anything in life half the time. Things just happen. There's nothing you can do about it. But in the Sims, you can make your house as big as you want to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got bills, but there's cheats for that. Or you can get you a good job and you'll be able to afford your bills. Unlike in real life, people can't even afford their bills as doctors these days. When my doctor told me that they were struggling, I was like, what'd you go be a doctor for if you still gonna struggle? What's happening? But hey, that's life right now. Everybody's struggling, no matter what level they on. Okay, this is nice. In their backyard. And she had a place to grow. I said she. I don't know who house this is. They had a place to grow some stuff over here. This is a big house to only have a living room, dining room, and kitchen at the bottom, though. Let's see what's upstairs. Oh, wow. Tell me about it, Snake Eyes. Like he was just saying over on my Twitch, some people's modifications be mad freaky, okay? So Sims has this thing where they put a blur over people's body when they're like in the shower or using the bathroom, or even when they woohoo, they're in the sheets. You can't see what's going on. Woohoo is smashing, okay, in Sims times. Yes, video games are an awesome outlet from reality. But like he was saying, with the mad freaky people, I don't know why they even thought of that. So you can get modifications where your sim can be a stripper and they'll really be like twerking in the club and everything. Yeah. Sims can get super real, but I like the play version better, I must say. I'm not too far gone and deep in the freaky stuff, so. See what I'm saying? Too far. They be going too far. They be going too far. Because having a stripper sim that you can see her twerking, she get to change clothes into her stripper outfit or be the bartender. And why do you have a strip club in the Sims? And mind you, Sims are allowed to be nudist. So your Sim can be like without clothes in certain areas if you allow that, but they still have a box blur over them so you can't see. You know they're naked, but you can't see them naked. No, I'm talking about people got modifications to where it go full anime in here. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you ever watch anime, you know what I'm talking about. But if not, okay, not only does the blur go away, but they chest is overly bouncy. They switching extra hard for no reason. It goes anime. Seriously. Shenanigans. Yes. And it's bad enough you can actually make an anime character type sim in here for real, because you can make sims look however you want. They don't have to have normal skin color. They can be pink or purple, green, blue, whatever color you want them to be. Plus, you make their body the way you want their body to look. You can give them fairy wings. You know what I'm saying? You can put stars and stripes on their face. Everything. Everything. It's deep. It get deep. And I'm just not into that yet. There's so many DLCs, like normal DLCs, that there's no point in getting the modifications. Yeah, people have to move their game camera off screen so they don't get Twitch blocked. Because it be porn. It be low key, yes. Low key, it do. Yes, and they didn't have all that. At least, I don't know how old you are. But when I was in high school, it didn't have all that. It didn't even have the DLCs. If I remember playing Sims in high school, okay, me too. But when I was playing Sims in high school, they were on like a little scooter. That was the coolest thing ever. They could hop on their scooter and go somewhere else. And I couldn't control them on the scooter, but I still thought that was cool that they could hop on the scooter. I finally made it to the end before, which I thought was super cool. I didn't really think that making it to the end of The Sims was a thing until it actually happened. They rolled away in the limousine instead of their little scooter. We did! See, these pictures so small, I can't tell. Come on, we went to school together. We did! Well, at least you know I ain't lying, because everybody on the internet think I'm lying about my age. So, next time you around and they around, tell them I am who I say I am. Don't laugh, Snake Eyes, because you think I'm lying too. I'm not 25. I earned my age. You gon' LOL. How you gonna be on my side and you laughing? Both y'all. He laughing, you laughing. Y'all supposed to be like, yeah, she is, y'all. That's her age for real. Nah. Y'all laughing. It seems like this house missing something. I'm still gonna put some people in here though. They got 4 bedrooms. But why they only got 1 kid bedroom and like 3 adult type bedrooms? Like, I guess this could be a teenage bedroom. I don't know, but that's a bougie teenager. This teenager don't do nothing fun. Hey, come on. Thank you. It's only this much annoying that I'm gonna be carded for the rest of my life. Okay? Especially when I'm at the store and I'm looking dead at the person and I let them know I'm older than you. And they're just like, okay. And I'm just like, yeah. How old are you? Maybe 30? Maybe. They just like, how old are you? I'm carding you right now, so it goes to tell you how old I think you are. And I'm just like, alright. Old enough to be your mama? I'm gonna keep saying that line. Oh, you talking about you ain't laughing at that laughing part and went to school together. I know, right? This the picture this big. The picture is this big. So I wouldn't lie. If I didn't remember somebody, I'd tell them. Because my memory is not that good. Especially not high school. I was going through too much in high school to remember everybody now. Give me a reason to remember. Or like, I'm going to remember a face. Don't get me wrong. Unless you just completely don't look like yourself. Which is not fair. Because I've looked the same my entire life. So, that's not fair that people be looking different when they get older. And here I am. I still look like kindergarten. People know me from kindergarten. And I do not recognize them. I'll tell them that too. You look so different. You look... That part, I will not forget a face, but I forget a name real quick. Real quick. You said if you shave your face, you get carded too. Makes sense. It's something about that generation. The generation before us, they look their age. The generation after us, they look their age. But somehow, that in between, right there with us, we don't look our age. I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. It's not. But it's like, what? Look at this family. Should I put them in there? I don't like that pose, but whatever. Oh, okay. Well, let me go back. Someone I can't place the household because I'm over here trying to build in it. Man, which house was I just in? Was I with this one or this one? I think I was with this one. Maybe. Maybe it was this one. Nope, it was this one. Hi.
Ooh, like Barbahoy.
No, lady. Glad to see you on today and out here smooth with it finally. What? It's not glitching? Man, I would show y'all on TikTok, but you don't have to wait 2 days to TikTok. I had to hit the key and peel on them. Thank you for the heart. I have to hit the key and peel on them real quick because TikTok gonna tell me talking about something your what it say? My content doesn't align with theirs. If you don't get that boarding school crap up out of here, first of all, you talking some nope, it is damn smooth. Hey. But if you don't get that boarding school crap on somewhere in TikTok, I'm grown as hell. And I always click grown audience. You know what? That's how I feel about them. Yuck, food. Switch these letters. For real. And let me tell y'all another thing TikTok did to me. So it gave me an invitation to promote Live Fest, which is what's going on right now. Gave me an invitation to make a post about it. Then sat up here and told me my post wasn't eligible and I had to appeal it. How is it not eligible? I go look at the reason it's not eligible, talking about it don't have nothing to do with live. How? When I said Live Fest, I told people to go live, and even my description talks about Live Fest and being live. But it took you a whole week to appeal my stuff that you were blocking, that I only got 24 views on because you blocked it. Man, look, what he just said, I heard TikTok banning for everything. You get banned for just turning on the camera and do. TikTok be tripping. You can do exactly what TikTok asks you to do and they'll ban you. How? You're going to ban me for doing what you asked me to do. Make that make sense. That is so annoying. AI controlled is crazy, but it's AI controlled, but also it's AI controlled, but also like be smarter. You know what I mean? Like AI is only as smart as the people that create it. Hint, hint. Because what the heck? AI is only as smart as you create it. But this is my thing. Even if it is AI control, AI should have heard me say live fest. AI should have heard me say go live. AI should have noticed I didn't say any curse words when doing this promotion. You know what I mean? So like, did you really create this AI to protect creators and the people watching the content, or to block the creators? And sometimes I'll go live and people won't even get my live stuff. Honestly, I think it's because China versus US, and I won't go any further. It is. It is. It's overlearning causing it to be worse than it should be. And overlearning shouldn't even be a thing. Like, that shouldn't even be a thing. Ugh, that's annoying. I'm putting all people with kids except for my people in here. These people don't have kids. I don't kick them out. They need to have some kids. They got a teenager. They need to have some more kids. Get to procreating in this mug. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. I got
Meshka frop you messer.
But y'all knew that and you still here. So anyway, it's getting out of hand because, let me give you an example. I have gotten flagged on TikTok for doing mukbangs, right? So I will sit up here and I'll cook in my kitchen and I'll come back to either my desk right here or at my counter in my kitchen and I'll eat the food that I was cooking. And I'll get flagged for like inappropriate gestures and such, okay? But tell me why it's a little Asian girl on here that be slurping giant gummy worms. How is it that you got this little Asian looking like a little girl on here with overly greased lip gloss slurping giant when I tell y'all, giant gummy worms. But I can't eat a steak. She can simulate putting meat in her mouth, but I can't put real life edible meat in my mouth. It be making me so mad. It be making me so mad. Can't y'all tell? It be making me so mad. Like, it's talking about because she Asian. Let me not. No, let you. Let it be known. Yes, but that's the crazy thing about it. Okay, boom. So I'm in an adult-only live. Therefore, if I'm sipping a glass of wine, it's only adults in here. So how is that like a bad influence on someone if I told you 18 and older? If it is legal to smoke in my state, I should be able to smoke. Like, if I'm in an adult-only live, I should be able to smoke. But literally saying the word will make them like shadow ban you. I'm at this point where I don't even care, because sometimes I'll sit in here and have 0 viewers and only the people that are like friends with me or that I send and share my live to will be able to see me or will notice me. They think I don't know that they shadow banning me. I made a whole post about being shadow banned and that was shadow banned. But how is it that I can be cute and prissy and get 600 to 1,000 views, but as soon as I talk about something real, I get 24 views. That'd be so annoying to me. So annoying. Or I try to have a live about serious conversations and they get banned too. Annoying. Okay, he got 4 boys and he a chef. He need a house with like 3 bedrooms. Let's find them a house. So annoying. I should not have to watch what I'm saying or watch what I'm doing if I've already made sure that it's an adult only stream. If I'm not naked, leave me alone. And then, like he said, the Asians. They can have every piece of cleavage, butt and areola showing, booty shorts and everything. Yes, baby. Not yet. I'll let you know when, okay? Please. What? You did? Okay. Well, you don't have to read a book again right now, but you still can't have your tablet yet. Can you go that way and complain? Because I'm on live right now. Can you go that way? That's going to make me take more time. For you to sit up there and cry about your tablet that much and not listen to me when I'm asking you to go that way, it's going to make me take more time off of you having your tablet. Bye. That ain't gonna make me give you your tablet. It's gonna make me take it for the entire day. Your sister calling you? So anywho. Literally, I keep trying to tell them that. But guess what? My streaming money is for them. And if I don't make streaming money, they don't get none. So let them keep messing it up. And that's on them. Man, yeah, social media isn't the same anymore. I don't know what happened. And it doesn't make sense because I am constantly trying to figure out how people are able to go live and like abuse their kids. Go live and like they'll have an entire day of live and people know they have kids and they'll never do anything with their kids or like be abusive to others and no one sends help. Like, it's just crazy. And then I can't say the word smoke. How are we seeing all this mess on social media and then you are freaking filtering me saying adult words that aren't even curse words? People did lose grip on reality. That's a good one. Social media, I don't even know when that happened. I used to get a thrill out of being on social media and like following people, and I used to do pretty much the same things. I used to cook. I used to show people behind the scenes when I used to have my radio station and my TV show. When celebrities would come into town, I would interview them. And that would be my thing on social media, especially on Facebook. I would show people all that type of stuff. And then people start getting paid for it, and they start faking it. And they start faking this lifestyle that they don't really have, but people fall for it. And so then people started getting famous for these fake lifestyles, and now they can have the lifestyle for real and show you, you know, stuff that they're really buying stuff or whatever. But I just fell out. I couldn't do it. I was like, this is a mess. Like, they pick and choose who they want, and it's worthy for them. Yeah, that's true. Social media tells the people who should be popular. Social media tells the people who they should like. They push certain people to you. But we have to remember that this is also a job. So unless you're willing to give up your entire life for social media, it's not going to work. And let me tell you, specifically on TikTok, okay? Specifically on TikTok, they want you to do these live fests. They tell you that you can go live for this certain amount of time, and that's perfectly fine. You'll get like a share of it. So they'll tell me things like, if I was to click to want to go off of live right now, it'll say go live for 1 more hour, you'll get 1 cent. 1 cent. It's ridiculous. Or they'll give me a challenge and they'll say, okay, you need to have people give you this many gifts. They need to give you this gift or that gift. And when you look up these gifts, this gift is like $10. But if you're going to make this person pay $10 for this gift and you're going to give me 36 cents, that means I'm working for you to take their money and not pay me. You want me to beg these people for $10 gifts that you're going to give me 36 cents of? So when y'all see these people on here that are getting 200,000 and 2 million gifts, they're getting all of like $10,000 from that, and they just made TikTok $2 million. If I make you $2 million, you sure better give me more than 10,000. It's insane. And selling your soul, and I refuse to sell my soul. Hey, King Dark Mind, I'm over here fussing and stuff. Just to give you a warning, I'm over here fussing about social media and the pennies they sprinkle on us to make us be happy or whatever. It's literally pennies. Not only do they pick and choose who they want, they will have like the silliest person. Y'all remember that girl? And the reason I don't talk on this so much is I don't want to knock anybody in their hustle. I don't. That's not my goal. But y'all know that girl Pinky? I think she's still on here. She got really, really popular for going, yum, yum, and sitting here just holding a flat iron to pop popcorn. And everybody was just sitting here to see if the flat iron would pop the popcorn, right? And sometimes she said she wouldn't even have the flat iron on. She'll just be holding it, knowing that people are waiting for it to pop. It wasn't going to pop. I'm talking about it's not smoking or anything. Mind you, I tried this and I know. Your flat iron isn't even on because the popcorn will at least be burning. If it's not going to pop, there would be smoke. But she's just sitting there holding some popcorn to get people to come in and see if it's going to pop, to get people to send her gifts to turn the heat up or to make a certain noise. They give her a cowboy hat, yeehaw. They give her some cake, yum yum, like, you know what I'm saying, or ice cream or something like that, right? And so then she got super popular off of that. They pushed her and pushed her and pushed her. Everybody want to see her. She started having like special segments on shows and everything. And now they dumped her so fast. Even this is annoying. So they're like, my live will end in 5 minutes if I don't put this puzzle piece in place. As if I have not been sitting here talking to y'all this entire time. Now it's saying unable to verify every time I put this puzzle piece right here. They're doing it on purpose. I'm moving around, hand gestures, all this, and talking, and it's still making me do a puzzle piece to see if I'm still here. That's crazy work. Man, King Dark Mind, I'm fussing about social media, especially TikToks, especially. But a lot of times how I was talking about how TikTok will put missions out there and have me supposed to ask people for these gifts. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be begging for these top gifts, spaceships and all of that. These gifts cost $10 and TikTok is going to give me 36 cents of this $10. Not only that, if I try to end my live right now, TikTok will be like, oh no, stay live for another hour. You can earn 1 cent. No! What am I going to do with that? Yes, but there's regulations on that too, because otherwise people would have been creating their own apps. And people have been creating their own apps and you don't hear about it. No matter how much they pay to advertise and push their app, you don't hear about it. Because there's a block on it. If you are not, it's crazy to me that it's been, let me see. 82 people to come through my live. Ain't nobody said nothing. Am I back now? It kicked you out? It'll do that. Thank you for the likes. It will definitely kick you out my stuff. It all comes down to who you know. It's not about what you know anymore. Yes. Literally. So even it did kick you. I'm telling you, that's crazy. So for all I know, you're telling me that 82 people came through my live, and you mean you kicked 82 people out my live? So if those people don't come back like you did, which is understandable, you don't understand why you got kicked. They could have felt like I did it. Those people don't come back. Those views don't count. It only counts if you actually sit here and talk to me. And you sitting here and you're communicating in this live, and it still kicked you. It's crazy. Sick and twisted. But like they were saying on my Twitch, it all comes down to who you know. And it don't matter like how good your product is. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It's all about who you know. For you to succeed. That's crazy. Nobody wants to pick up the new person and support them because what they're doing is cool and innovative. No. That was like my cousin doing this. I'm about to push my cousin. That's cool, but your cousin don't know what they doing. Your cousin make y'all look stupid. Or now that we're finding out that people are doing favors to these millionaires and billionaires to stay up top. Or if you learn about secret societies in America, it's a whole class in college about it. That's what it's going off of. That's what it goes off of. I'm with you. I would rather support people I know that are real, that I know have goals and are trying to accomplish something in life, than to sit up there and go with what's popular. I looked at, I want to say a trailer, a story. It was like a snippet. And it wasn't even on TikTok. It just came across my IG of old girl, Pinky. And I was just like, there's no substance here. Like, what are you doing besides making weird noises? Or people will be on here completely silent. People will be on here and have signs that say, I won't talk until somebody cute comes in my live. And you will allow them to do that. But you know what they just kicked me off TikTok for? On my gaming platform? They kicked me off of TikTok for playing sleep streams. For playing certain megahertz for people to go to sleep and sleep all night. That's what they kicked me off for. That's the content that goes against their regulations, whatever the hell it said. That man said, give top to stay on top. Ain't gonna happen. Because if I was doing all that, I would have been famous by now. That is nuts. I can't play music for people to sleep. School is the biggest scam. Going in debt because it don't guarantee you nothing except for that. It's the biggest scam ever. School, and I'm a graduate. I'm a college graduate, and I told my kids, if you can figure out something else to do on your own, then do so. My kids are not the type of people that have to go to school. They're not the type of people that need school. They're not. And the fact that you just switch just like that, just like a stroke of a pen, all of a sudden nurses aren't professionals anymore. What is the point? Why would I go to school to rack up $75,000 in debt just for you to be like, oh, that's not professional no more. Find something else to do. Excuse me? Insane. Literally, there's a category for that on Twitch, right? So, and they do that on here. But like we were saying, like Odu said on Twitch, they choose who to push. They choose who can, you know, do those things, which is not cool. It's not cool at all. Wait a minute, when did he start dressing like this? I don't remember picking that outfit. The Sims be killing me sometimes, because I swear they just be doing anything. Let me find him a job. That's gonna be my thing to do before I make them Sims do that. They'll figure it out. Okay, that's what's up. It's the same thing. I tell my kids that too. It's the same thing. All they're doing is killing your time on Earth, which is far more valuable. Man, insane. So I tell my kids that all the time. I tell my kids how you can sit up there and go to college for 4 years, and you'll get anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 in debt. Or you can go get a job and have that work experience and work your way up the ladder, okay? Now, the worst scam is that in some jobs, you will get to a certain point where they will say, you need a degree for this, right? But you just sat there and went and got that degree, and now they want you to have the work experience. Do you really think that I could get this degree and be at work at the same time? But in order to get at this level, you want me to have this degree, but I went to go get this degree, and it took me 4 years to get it, but now you want me to work 4 years to get up to this level? That is a scam. If you've ever heard a scam before in your life, it's not built for anybody to get ahead. Now I got to sit here for 4 years at this low pay rate that you're telling me that you're going to pay me more because I went to school, but it's only 50 cents to $1 more than you're going to pay somebody that's entry level anyway. And I'm still paying a debt. At the end of the day, I'm not living the way I wanted to live because I have to pay this debt. Knowing you are far more experienced than agree. Literally. You can work this job and have way more experience than your supervisor, your manager, and all those people above you, because they allow them to come in and do that. They allow them to go to school and get this degree, and then they come in and people's place of work and they don't know what to do. You have to tell the manager that's unrealistic. That's not gonna work. Why am I telling you that? I'm talking about I have 15 years experience and they only have 10. Literally. That's a real thing. Like he said, all they doing is killing your time on Earth. And all we have is limited time on Earth. So why would you keep doing that to people? And then to sit up here and not want to teach people script. You don't want to teach cursive and script anymore because we're looking at old documents and we're learning things in secret. You don't want us to pass that down. You don't want us to tell anybody. I just read something the other day that in 1920, America accepted 7,000 white slaves trying to escape Africa, enslaving Europeans. Yeah. I'm gonna let that sink in. He said, also what gets me is these companies and schools were started by people who never went to school, but they reap all the rewards we give them, and they pull the strings. Literally. While in college, I took a class that taught me about eugenics. And it taught me how even taking the SAT or the ACT is part of eugenics. So you have all these people higher than you. I'm using quotations because they're not even higher or smarter than you. Someone just placed. That's the one that said they should take that test. And so now you get to pull the strings. Not cool. That doesn't make any sense to me. No one can make that make sense. is it that someone who's never been to school tell you that school is what you should do? Someone who don't even stay in school telling you that you need to go to school. If you were to go to court right now, say for example like a paternity thing, and you homeschool your child, they're going to put your child in school. It don't matter how much money you have to support this homeschooling or anything, they're going to say, nope, your child needs to go to school. Mind you, there's no law here in the state of Missouri that says that your child has to go to public school. Actually, the law states that you have a right to homeschool your child. But they're going to say, no, because every child needs a diploma in order to get a job. But you won't count homeschool and let them get a diploma. They have to go through a public school, even if you homeschool. So what it becomes is online school. It's not the same. You give someone a right and you snatch it away with rules and regulations. We live in a very, very narcissistic country. Hey, even trade schools ain't the secret, and let me tell you why. Before I went to nursing school, I went to school to be a medical assistant. But somehow, because that school shut down, there's no record of my education anymore. So unless you're already in this job and already had experience in that job, I will have to go to medical assistant school all the way over because I have not been a medical assistant for so many years. Whereas, if you're a nurse, since it was a professional, it was professional. If you're a nurse like RN and you go years without being an RN, you can always go back and be an RN. As long as you stay registered. But they made to where trade schools, if that trade school closes down, there's no record of you being in school, graduated. Well, where's your work history? Either you want me to have the education or you want me to have the work history. You can't ask for both. You can't ask for both. Which one you want? Be for real. So now I'm like, okay, I do have hospital setting experience, but as a medical assistant, you work in a doctor's office. You don't work in a hospital. But since my goal was to be an RN, I took a position as a patient care tech in a hospital, which would essentially be the same level as a medical assistant. The person that comes to you in the doctor's office and takes your temperature and your blood pressure and asks you anything that you need to ask the doctor, and they put those notes in there for the doctor. That's essentially what a patient care tech does. Okay? One is in a doctor's office and one is in a hospital setting. That experience as a patient care tech does not count towards that experience as a medical assistant. Even though we're both taking taking blood pressures, we're both taking temperatures, the difference is, as a patient care tech, I can draw blood and I can take IVs out, and I can't administer medication, but I can go and ask them about their medication. As a medical assistant, I couldn't do that. So being a patient care tech is a bit higher than a medical assistant. In my mind, in a regular mind, I can do more than this person. But that don't count. That's crazy. That is crazy. What you say, Snake Eyes? Oh yeah, a lot of people don't know white slaves were a big thing here, but they realized they can't work long hours in that sun, so guess what they decided to do next? A lot of people didn't realize that black people owned slaves here. Also, a lot of people don't realize that this is true Egypt either, but that's another reason for TikTok to block me. I'm sure they're kicking people out my live right now. I'm sure of it. Because some of these people that's coming through here, it don't even make sense that they come through and just leave. You don't say nothing. You don't even add to the conversation. It's a good ass conversation. I feel like they're kicking them out. And not slick. They kicking them out. But yeah, man.
Ebony sycophants.
Nobody can make that make sense for me. Of how it's about AI bots. Not for real. It literally is, because there's an AI bot that is summing up everything that we're talking about right now. You can't see it, but it's saying AI, and then it's saying debating education versus work experience. Share your thoughts. If you are summarizing what I'm saying as an AI and putting it into a subject, why are you kicking people out my live about it? Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. It don't make no sense. Ain't no way around it. I can't imagine what future generations not gonna know about either, and that's the point of them not allowing people. Thank you. Welcome back, Teddy. Thanks for being the number 2 gifter in here. I can't imagine what future generations won't know about because they destroy books left and right. They destroy documents left and right. It's even hard to look up this stuff on the internet. They always say it's a conspiracy. Every time you look up something and find the evidence on it, they call it a conspiracy. So you have no choice but to homeschool your kids. Do you know I had to go off on my child's elementary school teacher? My youngest child is 6 years old, y'all. My youngest child is 6 years old and came home to me and was like, Mommy, anyone can be a girl and anyone can be a boy. No, the fuck they cannot. Okay? That is a choice that is made when someone is an adult because they want to change their body and life. Okay? Mentally, that may not be a choice. But physically, that is a choice. Don't say that to my children ever again in your life. I don't care what school regulations told you can do. I bet not find out that no little boy that said that he's a girl is in this bathroom with my motherfucking daughter. I won't have the bail money needed. I won't have the bail money needed to get me off your ass. Don't do it. Don't do it. But this is what they want your kids to go to school for. So they can brainwash them. Literally, it don't make sense. Literally, school is to teach you 9 to 5. It's to get you regulated to sit still and do what the fuck somebody tell you to do from 9 to 5. Okay? They're training people to go into the workforce. They took children out of the workforce and put them into a prison-like setting to get them ready for the workforce. Okay? Not only that, if school was needed in order for parents to work, why don't all the children go to school at the same time? Why does my high schooler go to school at 7, middle school go to school at 8, and elementary go to school at 9? Then they each get off at different times. Which now you've put women, everybody that's a parent, period. But we're going off of societal norms right now. You put women in a position where if they do need a job in order to help their husband, partner, mate with the household bills, they only have between 10 and 2 p.m. to work. And not even, that's why I'm saying 10. If you dropping kids off at 9, you can't be on time until 10. You might be able to squeeze a 9:30 in there if you kick them out the door with no hugs and kisses. Okay? You might. But still, that I just told you, high schoolers get out of school, they get out at 2. 1:50, 1:15, 1:30. It fluctuates. That's the other thing. We're going to get to that in a second. It fluctuates. So as a mother, after you drop somebody off at 9, and you can get to work at maybe 9:30, but to be safe, you need to say 10 o'clock. Then you have to be off work at 1 o'clock to go get that teenager at 1:15. And even if this teenager is able to be at home by themselves, you still got to leave work by 2 o'clock so you can have a commute time in order to get the middle schooler, because the middle schooler school is too far away for your teenager to walk and go get them. And the school bus is not going to take your teenager and drop them off at the middle school to pick up your middle school student and allow that teenager to ride that middle school bus home with their sibling. They're not going to do that. You have to do it. So either you're leaving your kids at home alone in the morning and making them find a way to school, or you're leaving your kids at home alone in the evening and making them find a way home. But life is not set up for families to succeed. It's not. It's literally set up for families to fail. And people keep voting and voting and voting, and it's making it worse and worse and worse. They're not voting for the right things. They're not even trying to regulate the right things. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. You set up assistance to where a man cannot be in the household if a woman gets assistance. So now they got to break up. And if you find out that man is helping that woman, you cut off her assistance. If this woman gets a job, you cut off her assistance. Even if this job is not enough to sustain her household, because she's making money, you cut off her assistance. Meanwhile, white people in America can have a corporate job and get food stamps. It's unrealistic. It's just unrealistic. So now you have a household of people finna break up with each other because this man is struggling and he's stressed out because he's got 2-3 jobs and he feels like he's just working to take care of people. He has no free time. He's mad. Okay? She's at home and he thinking she just living it up because she at home. But she's not at home just doing nothing. She's at home cleaning, taking care of kids, regulating doctor's appointments, and all that other stuff, helping with homework, making sure people got food to eat. I mean, she got to make magic with the money you do give her in order to make some food because you can't get food stamps because you're working. It's people out here with $300 to feed 6-person households. And they think that's okay. Well, you make enough? No, I don't. You can sit there and list all your bills, and this is how much money I have left over. And they'll go, well, you're going to have to cut something because you make more than amount of money to where we shouldn't have to help you. If anything, give me my money back. Stop taking my taxes. We are the only country that tax people for paying taxes, and you get taxed if you don't pay taxes. And if you don't pay taxes, you got to pay a tax for not paying taxes. You get taxed for the tax that you paid. How are you charging me taxes when I'm paying taxes? How? How are you making me pay taxes for owning something? You have to pay taxes to pay your car note. You have to pay taxes on paying your insurance. And those are mandatory. Insurance is mandatory. And you're going to charge me taxes for doing the right thing? You have to pay taxes, like you're saying. You have to pay taxes for buying something, and then you're going to have to pay taxes for owning that, depending on what it is. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, you move out the country, they scare you though. It's like when you were a child and your parents told you, oh, you can be adopted, but you don't know what they're going to do to you. That's how they teach us. They teach you that every other country is horrible. Every other country doesn't have any rights for people. Hey, what's going on? And they teach you there's no better place to live. And then you go and visit those places, it seems fine, but now you're an outsider. And so not only has the U.S. taught you that there's no other place to live, and this is the best place to stay, but also you go somewhere else and they see you as a U.S. citizen, so they know what you've been taught. And they look at you like an enemy or like a savage because they're watching on TV what these people are doing, and you agree with it because you live here. So you're still not safe if you move. You have to go and move and declare yourself no longer a citizen over here in order to be taken seriously over there. But not only that, if you do dual citizenship from here, you got to pay taxes on that. But not only that, we are the true people of this land. So you move away, you and all of the people born after you have no rights here. The land that is yours, that we should be fighting to take back, you give that up because you moved. I'm good. How are you? We're just over here talking about education and work experience versus, real life stuff. Stuff that they ban people off of TikTok for, but I don't care. I don't care about being banned or shadow banned. And I don't care about them, you know, kicking people out my life, because they've been doing that all day. Are you drained? What you do? Did you cook for Big Back Day? I'm drained too. This half the stuff I'm dreamed about is what I'm talking about today. I'm educated. It's no reason that I should have any type of struggles in this world, but the American dream is a lie. The American dream is set up for certain people. And even white people are starting to realize it's not just them that it's set up for. It's literally set up for a small group of elite people that are already friends with each other. And if they pull you in, good luck to you. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations on your newbie.
Ah.
I would be tired too. I'm glad you get to rest a little. Okay, let's replace this household. My phone is right next to the microphone. That was really loud, wasn't it, y'all? Okay, the Eagles game started too. Go Eagles. We don't want to talk about what happened last week. You're very welcome. This your first time around? Oh, well, that's another reason why you're so tired. Waiting for when we become Star Wars and I can just go off in my spaceship. Hey, look. Even that's scary. Because they keep lying about that. Keep making us feel like we're the only people around. Like they can really get out this firmament and they can't. You don't know your way through the waters above. We've already found the spaceship studios where y'all film that stuff at. And you cannot convince me that technology is advancing, but you not. Technology is advancing, but they ain't never been back up in space. Who they fooling? If anything, people should be living on the moon by now. Oh, you meant it isn't your first rodeo. Okay. Yeah, I done did it a few times myself, so although technically I'll be tired, I'm used to it by now. I don't even feel like looking at her clothes, y'all. We just gonna move them into a house. A little, what would this look like? 4-bedroom house? Well, good thing you got some experience. That does help. I wouldn't mind moving out the country if it wasn't such a big issue. They already put a small contract on you getting a social security card and a birth certificate. Then they turn around and tell you that you have to have a social security card and birth certificate to be a citizen and to, you know, participate in certain things here. As far as assistance and education and everything else. Healthcare. You gotta have a birth certificate and a social security card. But once you get that and you check certain categories, you know, like they tell you you're African American, then they tell you you're black, and then they tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? You check these boxes, and they use that as a contract to say that you no longer have legal rights over the land that they took away from you. So, being here, you can fight for that. But leaving, you cannot. It's a mess. But ain't no way out of it. For real, for real. We just kind of have to suffer through it. And it'd be best if you find some people to suffer with. You have all, how many you have? Oh, 5. I see it now. Right, they just tax it away. Mm-hmm. All girls is fun. Don't let nobody convince you that it's not. It is.
Pambipa Yisharao.
It's very fun, especially what am I trying to say? I saved a lot of money by having all girls because of, you know, not having to buy brand new clothes all the time. I can buy them one or two things that's new just for them to have something of their own. But I wasn't forced to do so. I definitely liked the fact that I had hand-me-downs for them. That was so awesome. Thank you for the follow. And you not stop until you get a boy. Hey, I don't blame him. Have as many as y'all can afford. With all them girls, y'all got a little change left over. All them hand-me-downs y'all got. They can play with the same toys. They can wear the same clothes. You got this, girl. Gotta find your people, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. For real. I'm still looking for my people. At this point, with what I see going on, I would rather have segregation again. I know what it sounds like, and I said what I said. We're going to win this war this time. Because we're not finna sit up here and be nice. We're not finna be nice to everybody. We're going to be serious. We're going to remember history. And we're going to fight back. And fight for what's ours. We're not going to play holier than thou. We're going to be nice and we're going to bow down. Hell no. We chopping heads off. We burning people up. We're going to burn ours. We're going to burn you. We're going to throw you in the fire. That's what's going to happen this time. Because we didn't already did that. We didn't already had our own and let them destroy it. Sometimes, girl, I'm getting worked out. What if we just had a war with blacks and whites? I mean, we did. We did, but they don't want to teach people that. There was a war. It was called the... Don't let me say it wrong. But there was a war, I was just talking about it earlier, and black people won the war and rescued white slaves from Europe that Africans were enslaving back in like 1920. It wasn't even that long ago. It was 100 years ago. We already did that. And they still did us the way that they did. Yep. Yep. Got to learn from that, though. We ain't even gotta have war. Just let me have my space and you have your space. I don't see what the problem is with that. I don't understand why they're so threatened by that. They want to say now that people are lazy and they're not doing their own thing. They're not working for themselves. But as soon as somebody does, you burn it down or take it away or tax it until it's nothing. Yeah, that was natives against the intruders. None of them do. It looks like they do. They make it look like they're helping, but they don't. None of them do. If so, we should have all had our land back by now. We should be free by now, but it's all a mirage. Freedom is not free. You gotta be rich to have freedom. And if you pay attention, even rich people, black people who are millionaires and billionaires are still fighting for freedom. That don't make no sense. That does not make sense. Everybody. I mean, it wasn't just white people that voted for him either. It's not. You see the people crying that are getting deported. I voted for you. I voted for you. But also, notice who they're deporting. When is the last time you heard of somebody being sent back to Russia, to Europe, to France, even Palestine? When have you heard people being sent back to Jerusalem? When is the last time you heard someone being sent back to China or Japan? Yeah. Man, look. Them people, they do not want Mexicans here because they'll tell the truth. They will let you know that black people were here first. They will let you know that and then turn around and tell true history of things. And they don't want them here. They don't want them telling the true history of the last fight they have. They don't want them telling the true history of, like, hello, part of the South that was Native Americans and how Mexico went all the way up to the Canadian border. How Canada wasn't Canada until the people overseas came over there and took it. Like, no one wants to tell the truth. And now all of a sudden that they've taken the pieces that they want, war is wrong. And you shouldn't have war against countries to steal land. All of a sudden, America has $1 billion to send over here to protect this country, but you don't have any money for the people in your country that's poor with nowhere to live. Because, I don't know, St. Louis got 6 tornadoes this season. How can you send $1 billion somewhere else, but you don't have $1 billion to build back up these towns that you make us pay taxes on? Every year we pay taxes. Where's that tax money to build this town back? Make that shit make sense. They can't. Oh, but it's gonna be people like me there. I get it. Thank you for the follow. I get it, and I'm definitely gonna teach that shit to my kids. Thank you for the biddies. Slayer Vaughn. 18 biddies, 18 biddies. I'm definitely going to teach that to my kids, because ain't no way. Y'all sat up here and took all this. No. Y'all sat up here and took all this place, all this land through war, and then you want to go and spend billions of dollars, send billions of dollars to other countries and tell them that war is not right. But you don't have not a dollar to put our city back together. Listen. He said, in my eyes, there are only 2 races, the rich and the poor. Tell me about it. Thank you for the follow, Travis. Home Compliment? I have never heard of a movie called Home Compliment. Oh, the movie Home? You mean like the girl Rihanna was playing? Oh my gosh, here we go. So not only do I look like Rihanna sometimes, but now I look like her character in the movie. Right. I don't take it wrong at all, because everybody sees people differently, honestly. Everybody sees people differently. One person will say I look like Rihanna. Somebody else will say I look like Lotto. There'll be another person that says I look like Beyonce, depending on how my hairstyles and stuff are. Like, I don't take offense to it. I don't. Everybody's eyesight is different. I'm not attractive to everybody. I'm not one of them people that think that I'm just the shit. Now, I am the shit to a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. I'm fine. But I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Cute and all, everybody can't handle me. Because unfortunately, today I'm showing a bit of my intelligence. But people do not like intelligent, pretty girls. They just want you to be pretty and shut up. You're talking about especially with the curly hair. People just want pretty girls to sit there and shut up. And people go, no, we want a girl to be smart. We don't want a dumb girl. Until you have to have a conversation with a smart girl versus a dumb girl. Until you have to lead a smart girl versus leading a dumb girl. Huge difference. And someone who will follow blindly because they don't know better, and someone who will have a conversation about the direction that you're guiding them in. You take it as a challenge instead of a conversation, which is all it is. Make it make sense. As a leader, you should be able to make it make sense. But no, it's looked at as a threat. But that's a whole nother subject of pretty privilege versus pretty punishment. And a lot of people don't even understand that pretty punishment exists. I have 4. I'm older than I look. I look young, but I'm not that young. Yeah, in their eyes. You'll be surprised. You will be surprised. People say they want, and then you see who they go get,
Sapoma wa bossy.
and you just like, all right. Because to each their own. At the end of the day, you going for what you want, but you can very much tell when people are settling. Ain't nothing you can do about that though. That's so sweet. Thank you. You gotta add 10 plus 1 to the last number you guessed. Oh, thanks for getting number 3 gift badge. The hard part about that is also me being the age that I am. I understand things a lot differently than other people. I get approached by people that are young all the time, and I'm just on a totally different level in life than they are. And I don't go off of age. Like, if you grown, cool. But it's the understanding and comprehension part too. Oh, no, you're not. Diesel, where you at? You're not on your job. I'm not old. I'm just older than what you said. I'm not old at all. King Diesel's supposed to be my witness up in here. He disappearing for convenience. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Damn what, Snake Eyes? Damn what? What you talking about, damn? Don't hit the Kevin Hart on me. Because y'all always think I'm lying. I gotta have backup in my life. I'm gonna start betting people. I'm gonna start betting y'all top gifts. If y'all don't believe my age, and I'm gonna prove it. No. Aw, you heard me? I didn't say Dark Mind. I said Diesel. There's King Diesel in my TikTok, King Dark Mind. But you heard me. Aw, thank you. At least I know if I needed you, you'll come running because you heard me. Yes, I tell people that all the time. They think I'm joking when I say I can be your mama. When someone cards me at the store, I can tell their age. I might look your age, but I'm not your age. So I'll tell them, I'll say, I'm old enough to be your mama. And they'll say, ain't no way. Thank you. Snake Eyes talking about, they seem like they talking ish over there. No, they just don't believe my age. Remember I told you people never believe my age. I'm gonna start charging people for that. I have to be able to make money for that. Exactly. So boom. Just think, if I was a little fast, just a little, I could be your mama. I be telling people, like, don't put it past nothing. My cousin had a baby at 12 years old. So, hey, if I say I can be your mama, and you tell me I'm 38, okay, and I could be your mama. My cousin have a baby at 12. You have a baby at 12, 13, whatever. Just think about that. Exactly. Well, oh, okay. I was about to say, what's with the gap? Not trying to encourage teen mothers, but shit, you done already started, goddamn me. You need to. This what you doing? If this what you finna do, this what you chose, this the life you chose, this what you need to do, what you doing. Thank you for the subscription. But nah, that's cool though. I wouldn't even be mad, honestly. It's just the way of life. I'm not one of them mamas that if you fucking have a damn baby, you gotta go. I'm not that mom. It hasn't happened. And fortunately, my teenager is not even into that yet. I don't know. It might just happen one day, all of a sudden. But so far, she's not even into that, so. Okay, and then you just had your fifth one? Yeah, okay. I wouldn't even be mad at it. Man, so I have a cousin that was 45. Unfortunately, she just passed away. She had 4 heart attacks. 1 at home and 3 in the hospital. She had 4 heart attacks total. So she really couldn't recover from that. So she came home on hospice. But 45 years old, she had 9 kids and 6 grandkids. And her oldest child didn't even have any kids. It was her oldest daughter, her second child, her oldest daughter, and her third oldest child, which is her second oldest daughter, who had the kids. So she has 6 grandkids, but she's about to have 8 grandkids, but she passed away before they were born. Her oldest daughter is pregnant with twins. Twins run in our family. It does not skip generations. It just runs in our family. Every generation is having twins or triplets. Naturally. As crazy as that sounds. Yes. So, you a twin? Girl, look. Hello, I'm good, Travis. Thank you. How are you today? Girl, my daddy a twin. My grandma had 3 sets of twins and 2 sets of triplets. Then I have a cousin that had 2 sets of twins. Both of your parents was a triplet. Insane. I would have avoided having kids altogether. That would have freaked me out. You're very welcome. What are you up to today, Travis? I'm playing Sims. I'm starting a new legacy game. I have to find them though. I forgot where I put them. Oh, they over here. So I just put all the people I wanted to live in the neighborhood in some houses. I'm gonna let them age up as they want. I really need to go in each of these houses. I know they sound crazy, but I need to go in each of these houses where they don't have kids and make them have some kids. Except for these single people that can meet each other. Or be a mistress. I don't care. It's only 2 houses. They don't have kids. I'm just gonna make them have some kids, y'all. Oh, that's what's up. Okay, okay. Thanks for watching my stream. I'm definitely gonna try to catch you streaming. I'm gonna follow you back. I just saved your name. Your mom had 14 kids and you were a twin. Were you the only set of twins? Look, my mom said forget that. I don't know if she was scared or what, but she definitely only had 3 kids. And she used to tell me all the time that I was supposed to be a twin. I'm not sure or not, but that's what she be saying. That's funny. All of my kids have music names. They don't all start with the same letter, but they're all in the same family of each other. Humble, big boss in the building. Ooh, thank you, thank you. He came right in showing y'all why he a boss. And you got a twin and then 12 other siblings. Travis, I like to play mainly simulation games right now. Like sometimes I will play adventure games like Grounded, or a first person shooter game like Fortnite or Call of Duty. But all the games that I like to play take up a lot of space on my computer, so I can only have so many games on here at one time. So right now I have like Sims 4, just a few DLCs. I have Sim City, and I have small games like Among Us, and I used to have Jurassic Park, which is also a simulation game, but it's a simulation game with dinosaurs. It's like Sim City, but dinosaurs. I'm gonna make them try again. I'll play a variety of games. Thank you, thank you. I'll even play something simple like an organization game, so I can sit here and just chat with y'all and focus on what you're talking about. And one of those like packing games where you unpack all the stuff and put it away in the house. Okay, well, I have twin cousins. The only twin cousins I have with K names is Kamisha and Kamiko. So everybody else got like regular names. It don't even match. It don't even like go together. Even though they twins. So, and then my one cousin that had 2 sets of twins, craziest thing ever. She had 2 sets of twins, and both sets were a boy and a girl. So the first boy and the girl is short and the boy is tall, and the second boy and the girl, the boy is short and the girl is tall. So the girl from the first set looks like a twin of the boy from the second set, and likewise. Hilarious. Your mom had 4 sets of twins. I could see that. I have been streaming today for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Total, I have been on Twitch on this account for 2 years. And I just started my affiliation process last year. It hasn't even been a whole year since I started to be affiliated on here. And I have other accounts. I have been working on Twitch for about 4 years now. I gotta plug y'all up. I'm 5'7". I'm the short person in my family. My sister is 5'9", and my brother is five. I mean, I said 6'5", and the other one is 6'7". Thank you, thank you. Are you affiliated, Travis? I'm the short one. I mean, my mother is shorter than me. She's like 5'4". And my dad is like regular height. But yeah, I'm the short one. Just imagine how short I look to something. You 28 years old. I have a godmother that's 4'10", and her husband is 6'3". But just imagine walking around the house with somebody that's 6'7" and someone that's 6'4", and you only 5'7". Like, he a whole foot over me. He got to duck down everything that he do. Honestly, I think he's taller than he say he is because I'm to like his armpit. Yeah, I think that's how tall my brother is. I think he like 6'8" or 6'9" for real. I don't think he know how tall he is because I come like right here on him, and it's more than a foot from your armpit to the top of your head. But my one brother, that's 6'4", he look his height. He also fat, but whatever. I gotta go make her take a pregnancy test before I can move on to the next people. I need to make sure she had this baby. To mom the size of my 5-year-old. Hilarious. I am streaming to build a career, Travis. So right now I make fun with it because it is not where I want it to be. So I try to enjoy myself with streaming. I'm able to have, different conversations with different people and everything. But I would love it to be a career. I would love to be a stay-at-home mom that streams to raise my family. That would be great. Girl, everybody's taller than you, ain't it? From the 5-year-old to the 14-year-old, everybody's taller than you. It's hilarious to me. My oldest daughter is taller than me too. Thank you. I definitely have goals. I want to open a stream house for people that can't stream at home because sometimes I can't stream at home. Every so often you'll hear some screams in the background, but they're perfectly fine. They'll come in my room if there's an emergency and my teenager is out there with them, but every so often you hear like the screaming and stuff, and you can get banned on like TikTok for that. Just hearing a child's voice or something like that will get you shadow banned. So, yeah. I'm opening a stream house as my goal so that people who have trouble with either their Wi-Fi or finding a place or a setting to stream will have somewhere to go. Because I know what that's like. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, you got to make sure auto aging is on, but you have to make sure that your auto aging is on for unplayed houses too. And I'm going to just leave it at normal lifespan. You can make them have a long lifespan, but I'm going to leave it at normal for now. That way, when I leave this household that I just made pregnant, they'll have a baby and hopefully they'll have more kids. But I need them to have a baby because I'm about to have babies with my legacy family, which, by the way, I made their last name Choctaw because I'm Choctaw. Choctaw Hokikia. I enjoy streaming Sims the most because I can do pretty much whatever I want on the Sims. But not only that, it's easy to narrate a storyline as opposed to people just watching me shoot folks all day. which, not knocking it, because I do like first-person shooter games. But on The Sims, I can literally tell you the life story of each household that I'm playing. She's talking about, but listen, I'm fun size. She is not 5'8" because she play basketball. What? Ooh, I refused. I literally had a, well, that's not the reason why, but because I had already had C-sections before, I planned my C-sections so my kids will not be in the same month. I don't want them to have the same month. And somehow I had a good February. That's hilarious. I had an October baby, so I had a good Christmas one year. I did get diamonds that year. I prefer PC over console streaming only because with console streaming you'll need like a capture card and all that jazz. Whereas PC, I can just get a free, not an app, a free program and go. So that's why, another reason why I like PC streaming better than console streaming. Console streaming, you have to get a camera and a capture card in order to stream, still with the same stream program. Oh, she said her husband's birthday is February 13th, so you got a double whammy. Whammy. He took you through there. Yeah, PC. Some of my birds playing now. I'm definitely a PC person. Look, she all flirty. Come take this pregnancy test. Look, she can't even take it. Look, y'all gonna have to try again. They don't give her an option to take a pregnancy test. Hurry up. Okay. Their birthday's October. What's that, a Scorpio? Or is that still Libra? Wait, is that Libra? Oh, man. I do not have a set streaming schedule. I wish I did. Actually, my streaming schedule is thrown off because I don't make a lot of money streaming. I have like 3 jobs because I have little people to take care of. So my job schedule looks like 10 to 2 and like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. In the midst of that, I have to be a mom. So I stream when and where I can. I took some time to focus on streaming, but it was not giving the profit that I needed. So at some point, you have to stop and reevaluate the situation, and find something else to do. And since I'm a hustler, I'm gonna make it happen. So if I'm not at one job, I'm doing Lyft, which is, self-regulated. And I was doing that for full time, but driving is really hard full time, especially driving a whole bunch of different people. People have like really weird attitudes. People are not really considerate of your vehicle. People will do like weird things. Like I can't drive Lyft at night because guys have offered me to like come in their house or stay at their house with them when I drop them off. And that makes me uncomfortable, especially at night. And I'm going to get a case that I might not be able to fight. Pew, pew. So anyway, that makes it hard. So that kind of restricted my schedule. So now that, and my daughter's older, she's in high school, like halfway through, I'm like, okay, you can help me as far as being at home at night. If someone wakes up out of their sleep, they can come to you for help instead of wondering where I am. And that's where I'm at right now. We're helping each other. Teamwork makes the dream work. Got some creative ideas and suggestions for me? I would love to hear them. You can either whisper it to me or find my social media. I have links to my social media on my profile page. I would love that, Travis. That's so sweet. I feel like you could if you wanted to. You could, especially if you have the support to do so. Could and should are not the same things, but yeah. I do have a Discord. It's a little bit boring right now. I only have one bot in my Discord because I don't have very many people in my Discord, but I do have and know how to use Discord. I'm just in other people's Discord more than I'm in my own Discord. I used to stream on my Discord, actually. But that's the thing, Kiki. You will always be doing something because you have 5 children. That's a job in itself. A job that people cannot afford. People cannot afford a personal assistant, a chef, a maid, a chauffeur, a personal grocery person. Like, people cannot afford that. That is a job that is unaffordable. That is a job that I don't count. So while I say I have 3 jobs, I actually have 4 because I'm a mother. And one of them is 24 hours and it does not pay. Okay, well, keep yourself busy. Why don't you start streaming here on TikTok? That's a job. Or you could do like Instacart or something like that if you just need to leave the house, because I know you probably need to get away sometimes. But there are things for you to do that aren't full-time that you would still feel like and live like a stay-at-home mom. And CNA is going to break your body down very fast. It gets old quickly. Proud of you, but it gets old quickly. And that part, Diesel, eventually it will pay off. I mean, it does pay off now. For example, I told y'all that I was homeschooling. I homeschooled my kids until they had to go to public school last year. And my children are actually advanced. So now that paid off a little, I guess, them going to public school proved to me that I was doing an excellent job as a homeschool mother. But now I fear my children's brain will melt because they have them in gifted classes and I thought they were on track. And now they don't know what to do with them. So even in their gifted classes, they're bored. Yeah. On Discord, it's the same as Twitch. Mellow Yellow 314. My Discord and Twitch are the same. You don't have to sit at home. Find something that you like to do. Become an artist and paint when you're at home. Start making little girl hair bows. Start doing hair. You do little girl's hair at your house. Why don't you start being a fashion consultant? You got all these little girls. I know you put their clothes and stuff together. You start putting people's outfits together for the kids. There's things to do at home. It's just that if I had the support I needed, I do hair. I would hope so with all them girls. You know what I'm saying? If I had the support and I could be at home with my kids without having to stress out about, not getting any sleep at night, then I would definitely do so. Okay, awesome. My Insta, I have both Insta, Mellow Yellow 314 Gaming or Drew the Boss. If you see it on my profile, that's the one that you should go for. And I think my Drew the Boss Instagram is on my profile because that's the one that I'm on most of the time. Yeah, it's like that with babies. I would not be able to have a baby, like a little baby, at this moment right now. Not the way that I work. So the reason I work 10 to 2 is because I have to drop my kids off at school and pick them back up. But it's not like I have any rest time. So honestly, a lot of days I'm up for 28 hours at a time. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just my real life, okay? And so I love coffee. But my day begins at 6 a.m. I have to get up and get myself together, wake up so that I can wake my children up at 6:30. And the only reason that I'm able to wake my children up at 6:30 is because my high schooler is online school. She doesn't go to school in person. She goes to school online. So as long she doesn't have a certain time she has to log in. As long as she gets her work done that day before midnight, then she's fine. But still, I wake her up at a decent school hour. Yes, thank you very much. That is the right account. Thank you, Travis. I can't wait to hear from you. Okay, so boom, I'm going to explain my day to y'all. And I even wrote this down. I wrote it down because it was hard to regulate. Let me show you. I have on pants. They just look my skin color. So boom. This is my day. It starts at 6 a.m. And even though I couldn't fit it in the picture, I go to work at 10 and I work until 4 a.m. Okay? Okay. I definitely will. It will most likely be when I get off live, but I'm going to look at everything that you sent me. Okay, so boom. Starting at 6, I get myself together so I can wake people up at 6:30. And my high schooler gets up and she gets herself together in the bathroom. And while they're getting themselves together in the bathroom, I'm making breakfast. And I usually make a fast breakfast. Like I'll make pancakes, eggs, and bacon. Or I'll make some oatmeal, like some cream of wheat, something like that. And fruit, like chop up some fruit or something. Something quick, but it's always some sort of a hot breakfast, okay? They like cereal, so if they ask me for cereal, I'll be like, woo, here you go. But other than that, everybody, those two, high school and middle school, are eating breakfast by, 6:45. No later than 7 o'clock, they're eating breakfast. That's if they're moving slow, okay? Now, at 7 o'clock, I have to wake up the elementary school kids, and they get breakfast. So the older kids can get themselves together on their own pretty much, but since they're sleepy, I have to throw out some commands here and there. So it's not like I can completely ignore them. I can't. I have to tell them what to do just as much as I tell the little kids what to do. But while they're getting together and they're getting their breakfast at 7, I have to make lunches. I make everybody's lunch, including my high schooler. Okay? So boom. Once I get them together about 7:30, I have to make sure my middle schooler's got all her clothes on and have her book bag packed and has her lunch packed in her book bag. And I have to get her off to school. She has to be at school no later than 7:50. So we got to go. Okay? So me and her leave, and we get her to school. Okay? This is the parenting and working struggles that everybody goes through. But just listen to it. Okay? So now I'm commuting her to school. I have to commute back home. Luckily, like I said, my teenager is there. That's the reason I'll have to take everyone at one time. I can do in sections. So I come back home to make sure the elementary schools got themselves together, make sure they get their lunch in their book bag, make sure they're not dressed all crazy, get their hair together, they have locks, get them all together. I am a visual and performing artist, Travis. This is some of my artwork in the background, back there. Okay, so boom. Now I'm back home about 8 o'clock. So again, whatever I couldn't do between 6 and 6:30 for myself, after I get them all together and make sure that they're, they got their stuff together, then I can go ahead and get my finishing touches. So if my hair is looking crazy, I can fix that. If my eyelash falling off, I can put my eyelash back on. You know what I'm saying? Little eyeliner, make myself presentable. Make sure I have on clothes for the weather, because usually on my way out to take her to school, I really don't care. I have on a hoodie and some slides. So I need to dress to where I'm going to be out in the elements, you know. So I make sure I got myself together. Then boom, before you know it, it's 8:30 and it's time to get the littles to school. They got to be at school by 8:50. So I get them to school. Now sometimes if I'm doing Lyft, I can go directly to work because there's nothing else to do besides maybe get some gas and wash my car and vacuum it out, because I don't know why babies make so many crumbs. But it takes me 10 minutes to get from the elementary school to home, and my backseat can be destroyed. Okay? So if I'm driving Lyft, I have to go to the gas station, I have to get some gas. What's going on? And then I have to vacuum out the car. I have to wash the car, dry the car so there's no spots on it. I should be able to start work at 9:30, no later than 10 o'clock. So now I'm doing Lyft from 10 to 2 p.m. because I have to leave time for my commute to get back to the middle school by 2:30 because they get out of school at 2:50. Okay? If I am not working Lyft, I'm doing my seasonal job at Old Navy, which is 10 to 2. So boom. I'm not asleep. I don't have time to nap. 2:30, 2:50. I'm picking up middle school. Now I go straight from middle school and I go wait in line. You know, the hurry up and wait thing. I go wait in line to get kids from elementary school. Now I have to get them by 4 o'clock. So I got her at 3. I'll get them at 3:50 by 4 o'clock. So we're sitting there and I'm sharing my, what's it called? I'm sharing my internet on my phone so that my middle schooler can start her work on her Chromebook in the car. She start her homework, okay? I pick them up. It's 3:50. By 4:05, depending on how long it takes them to get out of school, 4:05, we're back home. Yes, the hot spot. Thank you. We're back home. 4 o'clock, I'm checking homework. I'm making sure everybody is sitting down doing what they need to do. We're talking about the day because they need to tell me how the day went, and I need to help them self-regulate, making better choices throughout the day. If something happening we need to talk about, I do that with my kids every single day. Then I cook dinner. So I'm cooking dinner by 4:30. Usually it's done by 5:30, depending on what it is, because I cook food from scratch. So like if it's macaroni and cheese, I actually have to do the noodles, and I have to do the heavy cream with the butter and flour and cheese, all that type thing, okay? If it's chicken, it's not going to be chicken strips. I'm going to fry some chicken. So sometimes it takes me an hour, sometimes it takes me an hour and a half. But my children are definitely eating by 6:30 at the latest. So I set them up, get their plates all together. I sit them down, make sure they're done with their homework, and give them some dinner. And if you're not done with homework after dinner, you have to finish your homework. So I have to make sure that's happening. Got to put them in the shower. I might be able to take a nap, okay, because the showers are self-regulated, except for my 6-year-old. I don't know. I still got to watch her a little bit. She don't be watching up right. If I can get her to do all of her work and eat her food and be done by 7:30, boom, I get to lay down from 7:30 to 8:30. I might be able to close my eyes and fall asleep. Stay asleep, probably not. But fall asleep, a win is a win, okay? But I have to get up at 8:30 and make sure that my little kids go to bed. And everybody has to brush their teeth and wash their face. Oh, thank you, Snake Eyes. Everybody has to brush their teeth and wash their face. We have to do bedtime stories if that's possible, if that's what they need for the night. I have to give hugs. I turn on sleep music for my kids. So 475 megahertz, or we're going to listen to some Disney music with no words. Things like that. Turn that on. And by that time, it's 8:45, 9 o'clock. They're in the bed. I have to go remind my teenager, like, hey, I know you want your time without your sisters. You have an hour to play the game, and you need to get your chores done and go to bed. She doesn't like to go to bed until like 11 or 11:30. She's a night owl like mommy. She low-key has insomnia, so it's hard for her to go to sleep if she's not sleepy. I have insomnia, by the way. I'm going to tell you how one of those days goes. Okay? So, mind you, I had a nap from 7:30 to 8:30, maybe, if nobody knocked on my door and asked for anything. Then, I go back to sleep because my teenager, she's pretty much self-regulated. So 9:30, 9 to 9:30, I'll go back to sleep, and hopefully I don't have to be at work at exactly 10 o'clock. From 9 to 10, I can take a nap, and I can get up and be at work by 10:30, and I work till 5:30. And then when I get home, I work till 5. And when I get home at 5:30, I can take a nap from 5:30 till 6. And then I have to get my kids up, and we have to do it all over again every day. So like I said, some days are 28-hour days. Now, I have to make choices, and those are hard choices. I have to make a choice of, okay, if I'm off work from, the Old Navy job, because that's a regulated job, you have to work 10 to 2 because that's what they scheduled you, then I will sleep a little longer. So once I get my kids to school at 9 o'clock, I'll come back home. If I'm not on their clock, I'll come back home and I'll sleep from like 9:30 until 12 noon. Then I'll get up and I'll do lift for a couple of hours. But remember, I have to stop lift by 2 o'clock so that I can get to my kids to pick them up on time at 2:50 and 3:50 and get back home and do it all again. I know I'm making you tired. Just imagine how tired I am. But that is why I was trying to make streaming work for me, so it could be one of my jobs. Mind you, my other job is making body butters, body oils, candles, and I have not been able to do that. I don't have time. I'm trying. There's not enough hours in the day for everything that I need and have to do. And so I have had days where I get on here and I'm like in tears a little bit, and y'all have to cheer me up. But I'm doing my best. I would love to be able to make all of my body butters and stuff and sell that too. But that got shut down on me. Like, I had that business all while I had a partner. I was married for a decade. Someone I knew for 26 years. Okay? Knew him from a child all the way to adult. And I had to let him go because he would lash out at me and my children, but I'm the one doing all the work. I was a married single mother. Everything I just told you that I do, I did anyway while I was married. And for 6 years of that 10-year marriage, he was not working. He was playing the video game. So that is how I started to learn about Twitch and learned about YouTube and gaming. And I made him a logo, and I made him an LLC. And I was like, every time you want to play the game, I need you to log in. I need you to let people watch you play the game. There's even apps where people can gamble. They can gamble on you playing the game. So they can put money on you, winning or losing. Either way, both of y'all can win some money, right? He would not do it. He just refused. So anyway, I still opened up my store. I became a yoga instructor. I had a 4,000 square foot store that had like all of my products in it. I was selling African products that was being shipped in from mostly West African countries that I was learning that my heritage was coming from or whatever. And I had a yoga studio in there. I had my office that also had a classroom for me to homeschool in there. I was doing all the homeschooling myself. He would play the game, but he still would not get online to like make money from it. He was just so comfortable with his check that he got from the VA and from short-term disability. So I was kind of on my own. So then this horrible flood happened, okay? And there's like 4 feet of water in my business, and I never recovered from that. That flood was in 2022. It took everything. I mean, every shelf I put together by hand. I painted those walls by hand, and it was 4,000 square feet. You can only imagine. I put the cash register, all that. I put everything together myself just to watch it all just have to go in the garbage. From like the refrigerator to my kids' couches, tables, chairs, their rugs, like all stuff that I had built up was just destroyed overnight. And I still did not have the support I needed to keep going. But somehow I keep going. I wasn't able to recover that business. And even it felt like a little sabotage, like he didn't want me to recover that business because I kept trying to get him to fill out small business association paperwork for me, and somehow they always had the wrong paperwork. Somehow they never got what they needed from me in order to support me in the way that they could, even though they couldn't support me very much. I was a new business, so it wasn't much that they could do. And then with me being just opening, mind you, I was open for like 6 months. There was not much they could do for that either. Thank you, Trap. So yeah, these days I'm just trying to find a community. Even that's hard too, because in one moment I'll find myself supporting everybody around me, but I don't feel like I'm getting the same support. So like, for example, my birthday's coming up, and I think I'm just gonna have to chunk it up and go to dinner by myself. And I mentioned that to a few people, and they were like, no, we'll go to dinner with you. I'm like, cool. So it's gonna be like me and 2 other people, because my idea of like trying to get support of doing a live or a stream for my birthday just kind of got looked over and swept past. And I'm used to that, so I'm not like, woe is me type thing. It's just like, I expected more. Because when I tell this same story to people and they tell me that, oh, it's not like that over here, you're going to get all the support you need, you found your people, you found your village, this is your family now. I'm like, okay, but I didn't want real family. I didn't want family that be like, yeah, we family, and then don't do shit. I wanted like the support type family. Don't treat me like your sister for real. Like the family that you just watch shit happen and you don't do anything. Like, you know, I have all these ideas and they get used, just not with me. And yeah, that get old. But whatever. I keep going. People don't realize that when someone I'm making time for people. I make time to spend with people. I make time to talk to people. I make time to do for and with people, because I don't actually have time. Like, I literally just explained y'all my entire day. I can barely breathe. But I still make time to do all those things. Of course, I'm still smiling. I know you get it, Kiki. I know you get it. And I'm so glad you have the support that you have, because it is super hard to be a mom. Thank you, Mr. Nightfall. It definitely does help to talk it out, and it helps to like bring to the light for people to realize that I'm not just complaining when I do say I'm tired, or I say, oh, I need more help. I'm not just complaining. This is real. Like, I'm trying and it's not enough. That is the worst feeling ever. To wake up every day and you're trying your hardest and it's not enough. I will send me a message and remind me, because I'm super independent, and it's really hard for me to ask for anything. So I really do appreciate it, even if it's just $5. I'm gonna be like, ooh, piece of candy. I'm gonna be so excited. But I would definitely send that to you. I had that on my Twitch one day. Somebody was like, you should put your Cash App up, and you should tell more people your story, because, you know, people don't realize that just because you're cute, stuff don't get handed to you. Just because you're cute, that's part of a pretty privilege and privilege punishment. I'm pretty, and people think that everyone's going to do something for me because I'm pretty, or I'm going to get these deals and extra support in what I'm trying to do because I'm pretty. But in reality, everyone is trying to humble me because I'm pretty. I don't need to be humbled. Life does that enough. I don't need to be humbled. I need support. I need love. Thank you for the subscription. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I do smile every day, Diesel. You know what, Diesel? I was homeless in high school. I don't tell people that all the time, but I was homeless in high school. And people in high school didn't know that. They couldn't tell. I smiled in high school too. I was a little grumpy in high school, not gonna lie. I was. Yes, and I still graduated and everything. I lived with Elena. I used to spend a night at Dorsey's house. Do you remember Dorsey? I used to spend a night at his house to have somewhere to live. Dorsey's mom argued with her husband to let me live with them because she found out that I was riding the bus back and forth and riding the Metrolink back and forth just to wait for daylight so I can go to school. So when I would snap on people, that was why everybody was so childish to me. Like, I'm going to school, I'm playing sports just to extend my school day, honestly, because I'm tired as hell. I would play sports. We would get out of there at like 4 o'clock, and I would have to be at work at 4:30, and I didn't get off work till 11 o'clock. And then from 11 o'clock all the way until 6 a.m., I would ride the bus or sit at Denny's and have a cup of coffee or a cup of hot chocolate because it was kind of cheap. It was on like $1 something, and they won't put you out if you're drinking something. Or, you know, I got the bus pass from school, and I would ride the bus and ride the Metrolink till it was time to go back to school. And just so I wouldn't be teased, I had to ride the Metrolink to the airport. Like, things are totally different than it used to be. But I used to ride the Metrolink. That's embarrassing. I used to ride the Metrolink to the airport just to take a whole bath in the sink so I wouldn't be musty at school. Dead ass. Dead ass. And so to still struggle now is hard. And I went to college. And I've had good jobs. And it's still not enough. It's still not enough. But like you said, still I smile. And I'm still kind to everyone. And I'm still willing to help everyone and to give people stuff when I can. Man, a lot of people say that. But hey. A lot of people say that. As a matter of fact, when I was staying with Elena, it's not that her mom was ready for me to go, but her mom just couldn't believe it. And she was like, I can get in trouble if you're a runaway and your mom's looking for you and they find you at my house. So she called my mother for 3 weeks. And my mom would not respond. And one day my mom finally responded because I think like my dad went off on her or whatever, because my mom was still getting child support from my dad, even though I didn't live with either one of them. Okay? And, he went off on my mom. My dad would give me money, but at the time, my dad didn't have anywhere to live himself. He was living with a man, and he didn't want me to move with them. So, he went off on my mom, and my mom came to Elena's house and picked up me and Elena and took us to the store and got, like, milk and bread, like, stuff like that. And that was the last time I saw her. She took her to the store one time and got some stuff, and it literally was enough for one person. And she was just like, there, that's for you. And that was it. So then after that, I don't know, words were exchanged between the adults in my life. And my brother's girlfriend was like, you need to be with family. I want you to move with us. We're about to move out your mama's house. So they moved out my mom's house. And I moved in with them. And my brother threw me through a window. And so I ended up having to have surgery. And I ended up staying with my mom until my arm got better. And then she put me out again. But that time she put me out, I was a senior in high school. I went and got an apartment in Maplewood. And so I had my first apartment when I was 17 because I lied on my application. And at that point, I had a car. I had a little Ford Tempo. And I went and moved to Maplewood. And finished high school. And went to college. Yeah, life is crazy. I have not had stability. I have not had, like, safety my entire life. I have never been safe or stable. And because of that, that's the reason I treat people the way I do. Because, I don't know, there might be people out there that's been abused like me. I was abused as a child, and then I got abused in my marriage, and now I'm sitting here like, damn. I thought pretty girls had it easy. It's not true. It's not. So yeah, that's the reason I treat people the way I do. That's why I'm so sweet. That's why I'm so self-regulated. It's because I've been through a lot. I still hide it very well. I still do. I hide it so well that when I do tell people what I've been through, They don't believe me. Thank you, King Dark Mind. They don't believe me, and I don't care. I literally have the scars to prove it. I can't even draw the same anymore because the scars on my hand from being pushed through the window. Luckily, I had my coat on. I had my hood on, so my coat was all ripped up to shreds, but my hand was sticking out my coat sleeve, so it went through the window and cut me. There was a few teachers that knew that too, like the physics teacher, the white man with the white hair, that skinny white man. I told him a couple of times something happened to me, and you know, instead of doing something about it, he taught me that I didn't cut my arm when it went through the window. I cut it when I pulled it back out. And I was like, oh, okay. But hey, I learned something about physics. You know what I mean? Or like some of the teachers understood that I was like paying bills or like paying people to stay places. So teachers would give me like $1, and I get $1 from the workshop teacher, and I get $1 from Miss McCullum. I remember her all the time. She gave me such a hard time until I explained to her what I was going through. She used to be so mad that I had an attitude. Miss McCullum with the bow legs, the teacher with the bow legs. She'd be so mad at me that I had an attitude all the time. And I remember telling her what I go through in one day, and that if during the weekend, ain't no school, ain't no after school. It's just work and walking around the city until I have somewhere to go. And not only walking around the city, but with my big ass volleyball bag. Even the gym teacher let me keep my volleyball bag when volleyball was over because that's what I was living out of. He made me turn in my uniform and stuff, but he let me keep my bag. So, the teachers knew. It's just like, they ain't do nothing. Just like the adults in my life. I have a whole bunch of uncles and aunts. No one did anything. I'm just like, what did y'all think happened when I disappeared? They talking about, I don't know. They said you was good, so we believed you was good. Okay. I wasn't. And so, some things, sorry, just don't help. You know? But boom. I came a long way. And I appreciate that for myself. But now I have to stay there. It taught me to be a hustler, but it also made me like hyper independent, and it made me not very trustworthy. So when people say they're going to help me, it's hard to believe. Thank you, because a lot of people have said they'll help me, and I have parents. They're alive, but I don't have parents. I haven't had parents for a long time, so that's why I'm the mother that I am. Is because I know that children need support. You are a child for this short period of time, but it regulates your entire life. Yeah, but you say that, but like you were a kid too. What were you gonna do? What were you gonna do? Yes, I did. I still do, honestly. But I guess going through all that helped me learn to make it through what I'm going through now. But also going through all that and not being able to tell anybody made me not tell anybody what I was going through now, if that makes sense. So anytime me or my kids got hurt, I never told anybody because that's what you were taught. This is family business. This what happens in the family stays in the family. You don't tell everybody else what's going on in the family. So it stuck with me. Like I said, you're only a child for a short period of time. But everything that you learn and what happens to you as a child sticks with you for the rest of your life. So when I make comments or I make posts and statuses or I share a picture and I say, I don't look like what I've been through. I don't look like what I've been through. I still don't understand. Yeah. It's called, but you didn't. You were. I know what you're saying because I can't say it on here. I know what you're saying because I had a friend that did that, and it's just so you can feel alive. It's so you can feel something because you feel nothing, and I get it. I did not do it to myself, but when I was hurt, I wouldn't cry. if I got hurt physically, I wouldn't cry. I didn't cry when my knuckle was hanging out because this wound, my whole entire knuckle was hanging out. I could see the bone. I didn't cry. I cried because my mother told me I can't tell on my brother or he'll go back to jail. That's what made me cry. Having to hold that in made me cry. Needing help, but my mother telling me things like if I go to a shelter or if I go to an orphanage, she'll lose her job because she worked for the government. That made me cry. I have been hit with cast iron skillets. I have been hit, with extension cords. I've been hit with a vacuum. Like, picked a vacuum up off the ground and hit me with it. I've been hit with a car. Like I just told you, I've been thrown through a window. None of that stuff made me cry. What made me cry was the person who did it. What made me cry was not being able to tell anybody or I was going to ruin everybody's life. What made me cry was not understanding why that happened to me, but somehow being taught that it was my fault that it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the physical harm didn't make me cry. The mental and emotional harm made me cry. It still does to this day. My feelings will get hurt by somebody I care about and I hope cares about me, and I will cry. But if that person punched me in my face, I would just fight back and get over it because I'm so used to physical abuse. I would need help with that. I can tell these stories all day, but I do not have the strength to write them down. I don't. Because it's like, that's where the tears are coming from. It's like reliving it again. I remember what I felt like. And every time I struggle in life, I have to compare it to, at least it's not this. At least you're not. Man, I remember being on West Side by myself, having to run from this man that was trying to get me. And I remember giving up. But something, people will say it's God. I believe more in my ancestors than anything. But something made this man get tired before me. I had my huge volleyball bag on and I was like just channeling track. I've never been able to run long distance. But I was channeling track. I was like, I'm faster than anybody. I make it to state every year. I mean, nobody ever took me to state because I didn't have parents to support me. But that's what is running through my head this whole time. I'm trying to get away from this fucking man that's trying to get me. I'm trying to avoid all types of abandoned houses and empty lots to get away from this fucking man. I had to run to a gas station, but I could not stop running until I found an open gas. Like, gas stations are closed at night. They don't let you in. They don't give a fuck if you're screaming for your life. They will not let you in. So I had to run from Page and Union to Union and Natural Bridge to get some help. I could not stop running. So it's things like that that I have to remember when I'm suffering or I'm going through something, that don't stop running. No matter how out of breath you are. I got asthma and I didn't stop running. No matter how out of breath I am, no matter how much sleep I lose, keep running. And you know what? I'm tired today, y'all. And this is my thing. I decided not to do Lyft because, like I told you, if I'm not working my 10 to 2 job, I do Lyft during that time. And I just decided, like, I'm so tired. But I still hopped on here to get my pennies. My 1 or 2 pennies I might give y'all. Because, we don't make much streaming. You have to have an extreme, you have to have an extreme following to make any type of money off of this stuff. But I do like to talk to people. I do like to be around good people. Even trolls, I end up trolling them back. But all of that said, life is not set up for us to win. Oh, thank you. I don't even know what that was. Was that a flute? Melodic birds. Oh, thank you. Life is not set up for you to win. At least not in an easy way. And I don't expect life to be easy, but shit, I didn't expect it to be this hard. So now I have to Although I wasn't able to be a child, which my cousins joke and call me Matilda, because it wasn't just high school, Diesel. It was my entire life. I was left alone. I was left alone in my crib as a baby, and I can remember that. I was left at home by myself as a young child. I had to walk to kindergarten by myself, even though I had teenage siblings. Thank you, Snake Eyes. I mean, if y'all ask me about my life, I don't mind telling you. But I do not like to put this on people because it's a lot. Imagine how it makes me feel. I don't want to make anybody else feel like that, so I don't like to tell people that. Thank you for the likes. So I don't like to tell it. But if you ask me, I will tell you. Ooh, thank you. I like that one. I like snow globes. I like little collectibles and stuff in real life. But yeah, man. With all that said, life is hard. I've never had a childhood. I'm gonna make sure my kids have a childhood. You know what I'm saying? I've never been safe. I want to make sure I build myself up to where my kids will always be safe. No matter what age they are or what happens to them, they always have a place to come back to. That is my goal. I know, Kiki. It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that. It took me a long time to learn that I was beautiful. Because my mom told me how ugly I was. And I was a little boy. She just called me a little boy all the time. My mom called me the mean word for a stud. I don't know if you can say that on here, so I'm not gonna say it. What's the matter? Huh? Mm-hmm. Hey. You got too excited. Close my door back, please. Goofy. So anywho. No, the D word. She would call me that. And my nickname was Boy growing up. So it took me a long time to learn that I was pretty. And my mom also would try to force me to pass as white. And I was so confused. Because not only do people always say that they think I'm mixed, and I'm not. My mother and my father are darker than me. My dad is very, very dark skinned. His mother is my color. I look like my dad. I look like my dad's mother. But I also kind of look like my mother. My mother did not like me because I look like my dad, which in turn I look like his mother. That's okay, Brandy. Thank you, though. And she used to make me wear a clothespin on my nose. She said my nose was too big. I had to wear a clothespin on my nose. Mind y'all, I have asthma. Okay. And she made me scrub my elbows. See how clean they are? And I had to scrub my knees. See how clean they are? Because white people don't have dark elbows and dark knees. I had to scrub my lips. I still brush my lips. That's not a bad thing, especially since I smoke now. I still brush my lips or whatever. But to make me speak in a certain way, it took me a long time to be able to relax in who I was as a black woman, because I was always taught to straighten my hair and wear a clothespin when I go to sleep at night, and I have to always scrub my elbows and scrub my knees. Thank you, Snake Eyes. Mega. So, yeah. It took me a long time to love myself for who I was, to realize that I'm not a boy. I am a girl, even if I want to wear baggy clothes and a ponytail. I'm a black woman, and that's okay, because black women come in every shade. And I had to teach myself that, basically. So I make sure my girls know that. And I make sure that they're not against each other. My mom put me against my sister, and I still don't talk to my sister to this day. Oh, you seen my cooking on TikTok? I still do not talk to my sister to this day. I have not talked to my sister for 14 years. because 14 years ago I saved my mother's life, and she was so upset. And literally, she screamed in the phone, "You could have just let her die." That's the last thing my sister ever said to me. I can't hold this shit in. I don't want y'all to feel bad. I'm trying to hold it in. Okay. That's the last thing my sister ever said to me. And then recently I talked to my niece, my youngest niece, because my sister moved away to Florida, and she came back. And after raising her kids, by the way, when she lived here, I took care of her kids, because that's just how you do, you know. But they moved away to Florida. I had my first baby, and 2 years after that, like right after visiting them, my mom had surgery, and I had to, regulate data, whatever. And my sister was so upset at me for saving her life, but I was in nursing school. Like, ethically and morally, I knew I was doing the right thing, but it just made my sister so upset. Man. No, for real, my mom didn't want me, and that's a whole nother story, Kiki. I'm finna tell you. My mom would do that to me because she would say things like I was just like my dad, and call me the B word, and call me the D word, and my nickname was Boy. So I totally get it. One parent not wanting you and the other parent treating you like crap because of it. So yeah. When I linked up with my youngest niece, I found out that my sister was treating them just like my mom treated us. That was the worst thing I could have ever found out, because if anything, I would have fought for them. I would have went to the authorities. I would have went to the courts to get them from her. But my niece is like me. At least my youngest niece is. She's like me, and she's still able to smile. And I'm so proud of her for that. But I feel like the older siblings have some sort of resentment towards me. And I really want to talk to them, because I didn't know that they were going through that. And I do understand. I want to tell them I understand their resentment, because I was there taking care of them for so long. But there's only so much I can do, because that's their mother. And I was still kind of young at the time when I was taking care of them. I was in high school. My sister had her first baby. I was 13 years old. So I was just the babysitter. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't able to help her. But even at 18 years old, and now she's got 3 kids, it wasn't much I could do for them. At 18, I'm still struggling because of how our parents treated me. So then she's got another baby, which is this youngest one. And she knows me, but she was still very young. I don't know what the cycle is that the younger kids don't get, that they're being abused. They don't understand. So by the time I was gone, she really didn't know she was being abused until she was up to the age of the other children, who have already built up this resentment of save us. And I couldn't. I wasn't in a position to. I didn't even know what I was going to do having my first baby when they were moving away in my young 20s. I was like 23 when I got pregnant. I was 24 when I had my daughter. I didn't know how I was going to take care of myself and this new baby, let alone pick them up and take care of them. So I really hope that I get a chance to talk to them. Like, her oldest daughter still tells me she loves me. She checks on me on Facebook. She tells me about her her life plans, like she's getting married next year, things like that. No, I'm not invited. I don't know if her parents are invited. I don't know if her grandparents are invited. But I don't take that personal. I don't. But just after talking to my youngest niece, I do realize that the older siblings have a certain resentment against me. And I understand that, because I have a certain resentment against my aunts and uncles that just watched it happen. I will snap on people sometimes. Like, one day my uncle said to me, he was just like, "Man, I remember when your mom stopped combing your hair. That was the worst thing ever." Excuse me? And you said nothing? You did nothing? So it wasn't that bad. Or he'll say, "I remember I lived right next door to your school and used to come ask me for $5 sometimes." Is that because you were homeless and hungry? Yeah. But having an uncle that live right next door to your school, but you can't go live with them, even though you're homeless, was like a mind fuck. It's like, dang, what are these elders for? What are people? What is it? The point of having a huge family if there's no one to help you still? So I have to teach that to my kids. I teach my girls that if you don't have me, you have each other. There's no one else in the world for you but each other. I want to make sure they know that because I didn't have my siblings to help me. Now I have my oldest brother who lives in Alabama. He has his own family to take care of in Alabama. But ever so often, my brother will like send me stuff. He'll be like, send me an Amazon list. Send me something that you want. And y'all, I'll be sending this man Amazon list with tissue, paper towels, dishwashing liquid, freaking socks for my kids, washing powder, and he will buy it. But he keeps being like, there's nothing on here for you. Who did you think was cleaning the house? That is for me. He's like, but what do you need? And I'm like, I need you to save whatever money you're trying to spend on me to help me buy these things whenever I ask for it. And he said, okay. So, like, honestly, I have asked my brother to buy me that stuff like 6 times this year. Like 6 different times this year, I've been like, can you give me these paper towels and tissue? And I know he's doing it out of a place of, I should have saved my sister. But I'm forgiving and understanding because I've been in that place where I was a child too. And children can't always save children. So I don't resent him for that. I accept his understanding. Because I've been through life where people just pretend like they didn't know that I was being abused. And my brother will acknowledge it. Yes, your mother abused me too. I know she abused you. She abused your sister too. I know she abused you. Sometimes you just need that. Because people are teaching you that that's not abuse. You lucky to have a mama. You lucky she got a roof over your head. And that's not cool. Y'all gotta stop saying that shit to people. Because that makes them not want to tell you what they're going through. Yeah, I did that for a long time, Snake Eyes. But also, like I said, forgiveness. So, I will be around those people sometimes, especially if they're trying to lend hands now. Every day when you're trying, it's never good enough. That's how I felt for a really long time. For real. Even in my marriage. So that's why I had to let it go. You know what? You wishing that you would have waited to have kids, and I wish I had them younger. Because what I didn't know is that you can't get help if you don't have kids. So that whole time I was homeless, if I had a kid, I could have got Section 8. And I'm like, where would I be right now? Because mind y'all, in high school, I was a really smart girl. Like in high school, I went to college as well. I did anything to have somewhere to go. So on Saturdays, for 2 hours, I had somewhere to go. I could go to college. I went to the community college and took classes. I was dual enrolled. So I went to high school and college at the same time. And then I went to work. But it is hard to go to college and to work, even without having kids. It's still hard, especially without support. So, yeah. Oh, yeah? At 14? You was staying with him? That's what's up. That's what's up. Because I was saying earlier, I don't know if you heard me earlier, this guy, that's a guy's name, by the way. Dorsey is a guy. And his mom used to fight for me to try to stay with them. So if his stepfather would come downstairs in his room and see me sleeping, he would be so upset and we'll just hear a whole bunch of yelling and screaming. He'll tell me to get out, and I get up and I start getting myself together, and he'll be telling me, no, lay down. You don't have to go nowhere. My mama said. And it just gave me flashbacks, so I just always wanted to leave. And sometimes he would leave with me, and we'll go walking around until it was time for his stepdad to go to work, and we'll go back to his house, and I can go back to sleep. Because I already tried to escape a household of yelling and screaming and arguing. So now if his stepdad sees me sleep, he's going to go upstairs and they're arguing now. I don't want to be the reason that your parents are arguing. No, I'm leaving. She would tell me to stop leaving. If anything, that nigga can leave. And I'm like, whoa, no. I'm not breaking up a home. I'm coming from a broken home. I don't want to break up y'all home. It was just so deep. It was just very deep. He was 20 when you were 14. And that's how y'all end up having a baby together? Because you had to stay there? Yeah. I could have very well been in the same place as you. So, I get it. Yeah. But he know now. When y'all first met each other, you didn't tell him your real age. That is so easy to do. Especially when you're young like that. He 20 years old and you say something like you're 18. Even if you told him that you were 17. Like, who walks around with an ID at that age and prove how old they are, you know? So, I get it. You were doing it off survival and he believed you. Things happen. Yeah, people do that a lot. I mean, I feel like that's why I married my husband, which was a whole nother reason for us to have gotten a divorce, you know what I'm saying? And then, after 8 years of marriage and knowing him for 24 years, my ex-husband told me he married me so no one else could have me. And I was like, that's not love. That's possession. And I'm not an object. I'm a person. And this whole time, I'm loving you, thinking that you love me. And the whole time, you just don't want nobody else to have me because I'm just such an amazing wife and mother. Asshole. You are a jerk. You deserved to have been electrocuted. And he was mad that I said those things to him. I didn't care. I really didn't. Because you just took my whole life. You took my whole life. Yes, he said that to me. I have it in writing, in his handwriting. He said it to me and he wrote it to me. He married me so no one else could have me. And now he is in a relationship and engaged to the girl that he broke up with to be with me when we were in high school. And I'm like, girl, you know what? In one sense, it's like you need him. Obviously, you need him. Because there is no way you allow somebody to go live their life for 20 some odd years and come back to you like, yeah, I'm ready to be with you now. And you be like, okay. This man don't want to have no kids with you. He didn't have a vasectomy and everything. He refused to have a family with you. I'm the only person that got his real kids. Like, some of the stuff he'd been through, he deserved it. So he thought he had 2 kids. And I, forgave that or whatever. Because I was his 3rd wife. Okay? Mind you, I've known him for most of my life. I didn't know what a narcissist was. My mother was a narcissist, but I didn't know what it was. I learned what it is now. That's how I know my mother was also a narcissist, was I've learned what a narcissist is. So he love bombed me and made me believe that he wanted to be with me for all the right reasons. Okay? He told me it was my fault that he got married that first time because I wouldn't go off to the Navy with him. So he was homesick and he wanted a family. So he got married the first time. But the person he married the first time wasn't even his first child. So oh, don't cry. That's why I try to stop myself from crying, from having flashbacks. We gotta breathe. You gotta be resilient. Right? Resilience, or whatever they be saying. Perseverance, resilience, and all that jazz. But anywho, he got married the first time. He said it was my fault because he was homesick. He needed a family. But meanwhile, he had a daughter already with a girl he went to high school with. Yeah. I don't know if you can tell that while I'm trying to talk. Then he divorced her, the first wife, had a child with her, by the way. divorced her. He got married again. And he was like, that girl cheated on him. So that's why he was divorcing her. And then he moved back here and he had a girlfriend. And he told me the reason he had that girlfriend is because I had a baby on him. Mind you, I'm moving on with my life because you didn't been married once that I knew of. Okay? This girlfriend that you had in the city, you blamed it on me because I had a baby. I had a baby with my fiance. Because I'm thinking I'm finna marry this man. We're gonna be together. But I saw the red flags in him before marrying him. So I called off the wedding. I'm like, we could still be together, but I don't want to marry you. Let's just be together. He wasn't cool with that. Which is crazy because my first baby daddy refused to live and cohabitate with me without being married and having kids. But he has 3 kids with a woman that he refuses to marry. How do I keep finding these people? Anyway. So back to my ex-husband. We're about to get married. I'm changing my mind about marriage and everything. We're about to get married. And we were engaged for like a year. And he's like, why we keep waiting? Why we keep waiting? And we go to the courthouse and you have to fill out like paperwork before you get married. And we're filling out this paperwork. And come to find out, I'm his 3rd marriage. I'm thinking I'm his 2nd marriage. I done got over this first marriage, but I'm not the 2nd one. I'm the 3rd one. So I'm like, what the fuck is the 2nd one? Meanwhile, he's like, that's in my past. We'll talk about that later. Well, shit. I need to know now. We getting married now. We filling out this paperwork now. I see you writing number 3. I'm over here writing marriage number 1, and you're over here writing marriage number 3. I need to see what the hell going on because I thought I was 2. How did I get knocked down from 2 to 3? So one day, that's when I got the story of, the first wife, it was my fault. He was missing me and he wanted a family when he went off to the Navy and I wouldn't be with him. So boom, he married her. Okay, whatever. Had a baby. They got divorced and he married this other girl and the other girl cheated on him. That's when I got that story. Finally. I'm like, okay, you're right, but I'm steady getting that's my past. That's my past. Don't hold my past against me. Okay, you right. We've already been engaged this long. I'm finna have a baby with you anyway. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is my decision. Okay, we gonna get married still anyway. We got married still anyway. I find out that the oldest daughter isn't his. He acted like he was so surprised, but honestly, I felt like he knew because when I told his mother, I said, have you talked to him? She goes, no. I said, oh, he needs to talk to you. She's like, oh, about what? I'm like, his daughter. She like, oh, she not his. Why is that your first thought? You didn't think the girl was hurt? You didn't think the mama took her away from him? Your first thought was, oh, she's not his. Y'all knew this shit already. I'm the only one in the dark. Y'all already knew this. So boom, we find that out. A few years go by, and we had our first baby together. We had another baby together. I'm starting to ask him questions about like, why aren't you in your other daughter's life? Y'all were, married and y'all had this kid together. Why aren't you in her life? Like every year I'm trying to send her birthday gifts and everything else. He even went out to see her, like back in Virginia or whatever. He took his mom with him. Y'all, why the fuck? I ain't even mean to cuss. Why is it that him and his mama actually went out there to finalize these divorces that he had with these women and to get a paternity test, and he knew that wasn't his child but didn't tell me? So neither one of these kids his child, okay? This then turned into story time, and y'all are not gonna believe this shit. Neither one of them kids was his child. And although I should be relieved, I'm terrified. Like, bro, what? You just got mad at me for having a baby with my fiance, but you didn't have a baby with these 2 people that you didn't even have babies with, and you taking care of their kids. and you feel some type of way about taking care of my daughter because I told you for a fact that, and you know for a fact that she's someone else's child, but they lied to you and you fell for it. And somehow I was still wrong for that. I don't fucking know how that happened, but meanwhile, I didn't even learn that all of that went down. I didn't learn that him and his mother went to go get those divorces finalized until I was getting a divorce. I didn't realize that they had lied the entire time until I started doing the digging in my divorce. So come to find out, y'all, he was still married to his first wife when he married the second wife and divorced the second wife before he divorced the first wife. How is that even possible? You are a whole con artist. You ain't nothing but a damn fraud. How? How? I'm flabbergasted. I'm just like, our whole life is a lie, and your mother was in on it. But wait, there's more. I'm finna skip ahead. Let me skip back, and then skip ahead. I'm gonna skip back to where, I'm gonna skip back to where, before we got a divorce, let me count, 22, 21, in 2021, he decided to call this man, okay? Because back in like 2013, 2014, 2015, his mother did the same shit he do. This is where he learned it from. When I got back into a relationship with him, started dating him again, his mother had just got married. Okay? There's some wild shit, snake eyes. Hold on. Buckle yourselves in. There's more. His mother was marrying this man when we started dating. He wanted me to go to that wedding, but I couldn't because I had court that day. Okay. A few months after that, he told me that I should not move back in my mother's house because he knows the history. He knows what all those people did to me. He knows what my older brother did to me. Not my oldest. My oldest brother is the only one I talk to. My older brother I grew up in a house with molested me for a long time. He knew that. Okay, so he was just like, those are some messed up people. You need to move with me. You need to come be with me. And I believed him. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, because I really don't want my daughter in this house with this man. My mother has left my daughter with him before, knowing what he did to me. And so I was like, you right. I shouldn't stay here. So I went and stayed with him. We were living in a 2-family flat that his mother owned. We lived downstairs, and she had rented the upstairs. Someone lived upstairs. But then she put her out. She was like, I need you to go clean up upstairs. I'm finna move in there. I'm like, oh, okay. So I go up there and start cleaning up or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know which room that you and your husband was using as y'all bedroom. But I cleared out this room first so you can start moving your furniture in or whatever. And she goes, I'm moving by myself. I said, okay. So, minding my business, mind you. She just got married 6 months before that. So she moves upstairs from us. And the husband was coming to visit. I said, okay, maybe they were just into it. You know what I'm saying? He would come to see her sometimes after work. And then every Sunday, he came to get her and they went to church together. We even started going to the church that they went to with them, right? But then I started to notice this other man. And another man come to visit. And so I didn't trip over it too bad until like we were having like a family dinner together, and I cooked for everybody because I just love to do that. I love to cook for everybody. We cooked for everybody, and the man came downstairs, so he had already been upstairs with her. He came downstairs to the dinner or whatever, and I could not stop staring at this man. It's like I seen a fucking ghost. I'm sitting up here looking like. So in my mind, when my ex-husband told me that he would be a father to my child, in my mind I'm like, yeah, okay, so my baby got 2 dads. So boom, that's very normal. People have a father and a stepfather. So I go to his mom and I was like, yeah, so how many dads does he have? And she's like, Mind you, I'm not using his name on purpose, okay? Because he will probably, like, find a way to try to take me to court. But you're not going to stop me from telling my truth. So I'm like, how many dads does he have? And she's like, why would you ask me something like that? What do you mean? And I'm just like, the way she got mad, I just kept my next comment to myself. Because my next comment honestly was, this man looked just like my man. How many daddies do he got? One is real and one is the one that raised him. Like, let me know, because this man looked just like my man. Okay? She ended up divorcing her husband and marrying that man that looked just like my man. So now they live above us. But now he wants to move her out because they're married. So we got the whole house together. Next thing I know, they're breaking up. He didn't tell us why they broke up or nothing. Okay? Now, we went through the past. You see, we lived with this man upstairs from us. I recognize him looking just like my man. We done spent holidays with him for like 3 or 4 years, mind you. But we all lived in this 2-family flat, upstairs and downstairs from each other, sharing dinners with each other, celebrating holidays. They moved out. We still celebrated holidays with each other while they lived together. But down the line, 2021, I keep telling him, that man looked just like you. That man looked just like you. Mind you, his sister keep teasing him and telling him he adopted. And I'm a Sagittarius. I'm keeping it real. Your sister keeps telling you adopted because that's probably your real daddy. You look just like him. Boom. He calls this man. The man breaks down crying immediately. I've been waiting on you to call me. I promised your mother I wouldn't say anything. I just wanted you to reach out on your own. You already had a daddy. You had a family, blah, blah, blah. Y'all. They do a DNA test. That's this man daddy. That is this man real daddy. And she knew it. She knew it for a fact, to the point that she made that man marry her in order to tell him that that was his real daddy. But once they got married, she told him the truth was, I just wanted to be married to one of my kids' daddies. I ain't been married to none of their daddies before. I really still don't want to tell him. It's too late now. So the man divorced her. He told, and I will never forget this, he told that woman, you are a devil and the Lord ain't in you. And he ain't never lied. He ain't never lied. But I will not forget that DNA test. That really messed up my ex-husband. Okay. So, mind you, this is after he did a DNA test and found out his older child wasn't his. You apparently went to Virginia and found out that the other child wasn't yours. That was a secret. I literally just found this out while we were getting a divorce, that he went and finalized these divorces and got paternity tests and found out that that child wasn't his either. So I'm the only one with his kids. I'm the only one who has his real kids. Mind you, throughout this whole divorce, he never said that I cheated or tried to get a paternity test for my kids, because he fucking know better. I'm not that type of person. He wants answers. Why didn't y'all tell me the truth? His mama said, I didn't know. Come to find out, that man kept cutting her off too and telling us when she was lying. Come to find out, she did brother. So the boy is still a close cousin. The man that acted as his father just accepted. Saw him in an elevator and telling him that you didn't know that that was his daddy, and that he had all these daddy, and that he had all these siblings, but you did.